Bro had no feet. Right, Chad. How you doing? I need to plug my phone in. My phone's dying! Happy Friday! Holy shit, we made it. What is this AI slop? It's intriguing and weird at the same time. That guy had no feet earlier. The hell was that, dude? He was laying in a hospital bed with no feet. Okay. My voice sounds good. Bring back the face. How you doing? Welcome to TCCN. That's right. The ship has been opened. The marathon, we're available. We can board now. I think my guest is busy aboard the marathon right now. That's why they're not showing up. TCCN will be offering the guest appearance soon, though, and you know, everything will seem normal. Chat. Don't worry. Although I done messed up yesterday. The fuck? Anyway. Let's do the usual news roundabout, chat, and then, you know, we're going to do some marathon today, too. So we're not going to do too much news. Just enough news to get happy. Okay? That's right. Just enough news to fill my cup. And yours, too. And then we're going to marathon, because I got to grind to level 25. Shit. I don't even know if I can get to level 25 until the season's over. No, I got 2 months. It's fine. It's fine, chat. Don't worry. I'm a beast.
Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman.
I'm not going to lie, though. I am going to be looking for people to play marathon with. So.
The Pentagon's launched an offensive aimed at reopening the Strait of Hormuz, with low-flying jets and helicopter gunships patrolling the waterway for Iranian ships and one-way attack drones. The offensive got underway as Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps published video appearing to show a U.S. F-35...
Like Monday through Friday, you know. 6 to 7, 8, 9. Playing marathon. And sometimes on a weekend. Actually, all the time on the weekend. Whatever. But not usually streaming on the weekend. That's all I need. I need a couple of people to go with me. Look at this shot, bro. Look at this shot. The myth has been dispelled. America's power is not as powerful as they think it is, as they thought it was. You know what I mean? Modern technology has caught up. That's what's happened. That's what's happened, folks. Modern technology has caught up to this because it takes so long to develop and it's so complex and costs so much money. These F-35s, you know?
Stealth fighter jet being struck over Iranian airspace. The Pentagon said one of its $100 million stealth fighters have been forced to make an emergency landing at a U.S. air base in the Middle East. On Thursday, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth confirmed the Pentagon has asked for $200 billion in additional funding for the war in Iran.
As far as $200 billion, I think that number could move, obviously. It takes money to kill bad guys.
Iran's foreign minister warned Thursday his nation would show zero restraint if the U.S. or Israel attacks oil or gas infrastructure again. The warning followed Israel's bombing of the South Pars oil field, home to the largest proven reserves of natural gas in the world, and Iran's retaliatory strikes on fossil fuel infrastructure across the Gulf. On Thursday, Qatar Energy's CEO said Iran's attacks on Ras Laffan and other fossil fuel sites have knocked out 17% of Qatar's liquefied natural gas export capacity for up to 5 years, causing an estimated $20 billion in lost revenue each year while cutting off energy supplies to Europe and Asia. In Washington, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said the Trump administration will remove sanctions on Iranian oil to lower surging prices, which some analysts predict could top $150 or even $200 per barrel if the war continues. Meanwhile, Iran's attacks have halted exports of helium from Qatar, which before the war provided more than one-third of global supply. Helium's critical for a range of industries, including semiconductor manufacturing, fiber optics, medical devices, including MRIs, and scientific research. In Lebanon, there are reports of heavy fighting between Hezbollah and Israeli soldiers backed by air and artillery fire as Israel pushes ahead with a ground invasion. Meanwhile, Israeli airstrikes continue to rain down on cities across Lebanon, where health officials report more than 1,000 people have been killed since early March. At least 40 medical workers are among the dead. Israel is also targeting journalists and their families. This week, Israel bombed the home of Lebanese journalist Mohammed Sherry, killing him and his wife and injuring his children and grandchildren. Press freedom groups condemn the attack as a war crime. In a separate strike, Israel bombed RT journalist Steve Sweeney and a camera operator as Sweeney was reporting while wearing a vest clearly marked press. The attack left both men hospitalized.
Further rocket attacks were reported against
Nahariya
and a minute.
Right here. Right here. Wait. Where's the frame? There's no frame. It's that frame and then that's it. Where's the missile? Jesus Christ. Look at how fast that thing came in.
A minute.
In Gaza, Israeli authorities have reopened the Rafah border crossing into Egypt for small numbers of Palestinians to seek medical care abroad. On Thursday, the Palestinian...
Amy Goodman has a history with getting targeted while being a reporter. She knows what that feels like. She was feeling that, I could tell.
Red Crescent Society reported just 8 Palestinians were allowed to cross, along with family members. Red Crescent official Raed El-Nams says that's just a tiny fraction of the thousands of Palestinians who cannot get the medical care they need inside the Gaza Strip due to Israel's blockade and attacks on hospitals and medical infrastructure.
According to the Palestinian Ministry of Health, there are around 18,000 patients and injured whose conditions are classified as critical and for whom life-saving services are unavailable in the Gaza Strip. We hope that the efforts made in this regard will lead to an increase in the numbers so that the largest possible number of patients can be evacuated outside the Gaza Strip.
In Israel, demonstrators gathered in Tel Aviv Thursday for a protest demanding an end to Israel's attacks on Iran and Lebanon, as millions of Israelis are forced to seek shelter daily from rockets, missiles, and drones. At least 18 Israelis have been killed, over 3,000 wounded, just 3 weeks into the war. This is protester Tzipi Hatovsky.
They're not telling us what the goals of the war are. They're not telling us how long it's going to take. And what's happening is that Israelis are in the millions, are in shelters at the moment, and we don't see the end of it. We're fed up. We've been in a state of war for over 2.5 years. We're fed up with it. It has to stop.
President Trump joked about Pearl Harbor during a White House meeting Thursday with Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takahashi. The awkward moment came as Trump responded to a Japanese journalist's question about why the U.S. did not inform its allies in Europe and Asia before joining Israel in a war in Iran.
Well, one thing, you don't want to signal too much. You know, when we go in, we went in very hard, and we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay, why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor?
Prime Minister Takahashi appeared visibly uncomfortable, leaning back in her seat. A 19-year-old teenager from Mexico has died of an apparent suicide while jailed at the Ice Glades County Detention Center in South Florida. Roya Perez Jimenez is the youngest person to die in ICE custody since Trump returned to office, and at least the 13th reported ICE death since the beginning of this year. Police reportedly arrested Perez Jimenez in January while he was riding a scooter. Immigrants detained at Glades County have long described inhumane conditions, including being subjected to verbal and sexual abuse. In more immigration news, Estefany Rodriguez, a local Nashville journalist in Tennessee, has been released from ICE custody on a $10,000 bond. She's a reporter from Colombia with the news outlet Nashville Noticias. She has lived in the U.S. since 2021 with a tourist visa and work permit and is pending green card and asylum applications. She's also married to a U.S. citizen. Here in New York, a high school student has been released from a Pennsylvania ICE jail after nearly a year in custody. 21-year-old Dylan Lopez Contreras was a freshman at a Bronx high school when he was taken by federal agents. He and his family are asylum seekers from Venezuela. Dylan spoke at a rally welcoming him back in New York yesterday.
As I've told you, it's super ugly to be in there. I've really seen all kinds of people we don't deserve to be there, and I still want to keep fighting for them, which is what we have to do.
Several elected officials attended the gathering, including New York Governor Kathy Hochul and New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani.
It is a city that does not stand for our children being snatched from their home. Yeah. That's right. It is a city that does not stand for high school students being taken away from the life that they should have. And as Dylan has reminded us, this is but a glimpse into something that is affecting so many across this city, across this state, and across this country. And we will not rest until every single person is where they deserve to be.
In related news, an immigration judge has denied 5-year-old Liam Conejo Ramos and his family asylum in the United States. The family's legal team plans to appeal. If they lose, Liam and his family could be deported to their home country of Ecuador. Liam and his dad were detained in a suburb of Minneapolis earlier this year. Images of Liam went viral after he was picked up by federal agents while still wearing his Spider-Man backpack and a blue hat with bunny ears.
I do.
They were released from the Dilley ICE Family Detention Center, the Dilley Jail in Texas, in February, after a nationwide campaign led in part by Congressmember Joaquin Castro, who escorted them back to Minnesota. In Colorado, nearly 4,000 meatpacking workers have entered their 5th day on strike to protest unfair and dangerous labor conditions at JBS USA, the world's largest meat producer. Unionized workers at the slaughterhouse and beef processing plant in the city of Greeley walked off the job Monday, marking the largest strike in the U.S. meatpacking industry in 4 decades. Many of the workers are immigrants. This is UFCW Local 7 President Kim Cordova.
There's 50 languages spoken at this plant.
That's
and
crazy.
where JBS thinks that they can hire a vulnerable workforce, they do that by design, hoping that workers can't talk to each other about wages and benefits or working conditions. They're hoping that we have a division in the plant, but they underestimated their workers. The workers are smart, they're strong, they're hard workers, and they deserve dignity and they deserve respect.
And as the college basketball tournament known as March Madness begins, immigration activists are calling on schools to de-ice the charter flights used to ferry around student athletes. The campaign is targeting the Miami-based charter company Global Crossing Airlines, or Global X, which holds a $5 million annual contract to transport teams during the NCAA tournaments. Global X is also used to transport immigrants deported by ICE. Here's an excerpt of a video from the De-Ice These Flights campaign.
In 2025, Global X flew more than 1,700 deportation flights for ICE, while earning more than $246 million. And it's the same airline teams have flown for March Madness. When schools fly Global X, they're feeding a system that supports deportation. Athletes one day, deportation routes the next.
Nice.
It's the business model. Profit by abusing people.
Wow, that's disgusting. And those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. Thanks for watching Democracy Now! On YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to make sure you never miss a video. And for more of our audience-supported journalism, go to democracynow.org, where you can download our news app, sign up for our newsletter, subscribe to the daily podcast, and so much more. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. I'm Amy Goodman. In Lebanon, there are reports of heavy fighting between Hezbollah fighters and Israeli soldiers, backed by air and artillery fire, as Israel pushes ahead with a ground invasion of South Lebanon. More than 1 million people have been displaced by Israeli strikes, evacuation orders as well across Lebanon. The Israeli military has also destroyed several bridges over the Litani River, which connects the south of Lebanon to the rest of the country. Lebanese health officials report more than 1,000 people have been killed and thousands injured since fighting began earlier this month. At least 40 medical workers are among the dead. There are over 100 children who are dead. In a statement, a spokesperson for the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights raised concerns of possible war crimes, writing, quote, "In many instances, Israeli airstrikes have destroyed entire residential buildings and dense urban environments with multiple members of the same family, including women and children, often killed together." Such attacks raise serious concerns under international humanitarian law. People displaced by the fighting and living in tents along Beirut's seafront have also been hit. Deliberately attacking civilians or civilian objects amounts to a war crime. In addition, international law provides for specific protections for healthcare workers as well as people at heightened risk, such as the elderly, women, and displaced people.
Asman Rat, take that.
Said a spokesperson for the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights. Fears are growing of a long-term occupation of southern Lebanon. Fighting began following the assassination of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, on the first day of the U.S.-Israeli war in Lebanon, prompting Hezbollah to resume firing missiles into northern Israel. For more on what's happening in Lebanon, we go to Beirut, where we are joined by Kareem Chahaya, correspondent for the Associated Press. I know there's a bit of a delay, Kareem. Just lay out what you're experiencing and what you're reporting on other people experiencing in Lebanon, in Beirut, in the south of Lebanon.
Over the past 3 weeks since this latest conflict or latest war began, things have escalated at such a rapid rate. If you compare this particular war to the last one, less than 2 years ago, what happened over the past 3 weeks is what happened in the past 7 or 8 months. There have been daily airstrikes in southern Lebanon and southern suburbs, several overnight strikes in central Beirut, and a large displacement, which has really shocked the country. The country at one point was hoping that it was going to restore its economy a bit, improve its regional standing with its relationship with the Gulf and so on. And it had hoped that it was going to, not be involved in this regional conflict with the U.S. and Israel's war on Iran and of course Iran strikes on the Gulf and this whole regional mess. The Lebanese authorities have been trying their best to stay away from this.
Yeah.
And there appeared to have been some conversations with Hezbollah to avoid dragging Lebanon into this. There's a massive humanitarian crisis taking place right now. Beirut is flooded with displaced people. Many are staying in public schools, which have turned into shelters, and many are still on the streets. The impact of the fuel crisis or the cost of petrol because of the energy, the strikes on energy facilities is worsening inflation in Lebanon. And the Lebanese authorities are trying their best, it seems, to try and halt the fighting or bring a calm to the fighting through negotiations. They've offered direct negotiations with Israel. This is a move that France has supported, and France is trying to mediate between the sides. But it doesn't appear that Hezbollah and Israel are interested in this at the moment. Hezbollah said they're committing to fighting, no matter what the costs are at this point, while it doesn't seem like Israel is going to turn back on this ground incursion, these series of ground operations, which looks like it will turn into a wider scale ground invasion at one point or another. So there is no diplomatic off-ramp. There is a humanitarian crisis unfolding in the country. And it doesn't appear that these
Throws
threats
up there
will stop
cutting
anytime
the
soon.
wire with a fucking...
So talk more about the possibility of direct negotiations. You reporting that Lebanon's government has broken a taboo by proposing direct talks with Israel. What exactly is being proposed?
Hello? Why is that a taboo?
So the last time Lebanon and Israel had a series of direct negotiations goes back to the Civil War. Now, since the end of the last war, the Lebanese and the Israelis have engaged in indirect negotiations through UN, French, and American mediation, largely on a military and technical level. Before the war in Iran began, there were efforts to bring about more civilian participation through diplomats. And there was a couple of meetings, and it appeared to have gone well. But these talks have largely broken down since the war in Iran and then now here in Lebanon as well. As Israel announced the evacuation notice for the Beirut southern suburbs, the entirety of it, and as it appeared that there's going to be more ground operations in southern Lebanon, President Joseph Aoun one night called President Emmanuel Macron and urged for France to start some sort of diplomatic initiative. Now, usually it's Washington that comes in, but this time they seem preoccupied with what's happening in Iran at the moment. And he later, or soon after rather, offered direct negotiations. But the problem that he is facing and the Lebanese government is facing is that they are offering these negotiations as a way to stop the ongoing fighting, that they want a cessation of hostilities and then negotiate. And in these negotiations, this would reaffirm Lebanon's commitment to disarming Hezbollah and to bring in more financial support to the Lebanese army so it could deploy across all of Lebanon and make sure that Lebanon's entire geography is under the control of the Lebanese state and security forces. Now, it appears that the Israelis, based on officials that I've spoken to here and the United States and elsewhere, are not saying no just yet to these talks. But it appears that the difference is that whether or not talks should happen while the fighting is going on or not, that appears to be the sticking point at the moment. Hezbollah, at the same time, do not support talks until the fighting stops and until Israel withdraws from Lebanese territory. So the Lebanese government is unable to get the parties that are involved in this conflict, that are directly engaged in this conflict, to have these talks. Now, that might change, but so far that's not the case. And while it appears that Israel is keen on talks, the goal of the talks appears to be very different at the moment. That could change, but for the time being, the Lebanese government is sort of caught between a rock and a hard place and is essentially acting as a humanitarian agency.
God damn
Does Israel's massive bombing campaign and dislocation of 1 million Lebanese, tens of thousands of Syrian refugees have gone back into Syria, does it strengthen Hezbollah's domestic support in Lebanon?
Hezbollah has always been a very divisive, entity in Lebanon. They are considered by some to be, freedom fighters that protect southern Lebanon, the only viable armed entity that can protect southern Lebanon from Israel or any sort of foreign invasion at a time where Lebanon's army is very cash-strapped and does not necessarily have the same caliber to do so. But others, seeing Hezbollah's power, involvement in wars in the region, and ability to make these kinds of decisions related to war and peace, are seen as an entity that ultimately serves Iran's regional interests and violates Lebanese sovereignty by, going beyond the state or setting the state aside. Now, what we're seeing here in Lebanon at the moment, that it is worsening internal tensions that have definitely simmered since the last war, where Hezbollah fired rockets at Israel in solidarity with Hamas in the Gaza Strip, where their intent, so they say at the time, was to put pressure on Israel to stop its war in the Gaza Strip. And they are accusing Hezbollah, their critics, of doing the same, but for Iran. But Hezbollah supporters say that since the end of the last war, Israel has not left 5 hilltop points in southern Lebanon, that Israel continued with near daily strikes every day on Lebanon, and therefore they weren't, doing their end of the ceasefire. There are people who are very loyal to Hezbollah, and they still are despite the displacement. I spoke with people on the streets, in shelters, and elsewhere saying that no, Hezbollah have the right to fight, even if they don't have the same, perhaps, military capabilities they did last time. But in principle, they have to fight. They can't just tolerate watching, Israel's ongoing strikes over the past 15 months. But there are people who are quite frustrated, saying that, joining this regional war, which, the rocket fire was ultimately sparked by the killing of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei in Iran, was not something that they needed to deal with, that they are already still dealing with the repercussions of the last war. An estimated $11 billion in damages. A lot of people have taken out loans to rebuild their homes. Some of them have barely been able to spend some time, picking up the pieces from the last war. It's hard to obviously quantify public opinion in Lebanon, but certainly if there was ever a time where divisions in Lebanon internally over Hezbollah and basically the identity of the country and where it's going and where their place is in the region, this is probably the most intense and hostile it's been internally in well over a decade.
And the reaction to the far-right Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich threatening to demolish the southern suburbs of Beirut and turn it into another Gaza Strip, and Arab and Muslim nations condemning recent remarks by the U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, after he claimed that Israel has a right to expand into most of the Middle East. Your response?
There's no doubt that even among people in Lebanon that are critical of Hezbollah, that they do feel horrified by this ongoing war. But whether it's this one or the last one, the evacuation warnings before strikes, the strikes that come without warning at all, and it does frighten a lot of people. And I remember in the last war, for example, speaking to lots of people saying that this is eerily similar to what they witnessed take place in the Gaza Strip among the Palestinians there. So they are obviously horrified that this is going to be a long war. And a lot of people are indeed worried that with this ground incursion, with the way things are looking in southern Lebanon, that there could be another long-term occupation, perhaps similar to the one that was in southern Lebanon until the year 2000. The difference is whether or not they blame Hezbollah or not for provoking Israel in this sense. But people are certainly horrified, and they feel that there's a sense of restlessness in this war compared to the last one. I think the last one, people were able to kind of manage things for the most part. They were able to navigate themselves. But people feel this is an unpredictable war, that this one has no limits, and they don't know how to, they don't feel like anywhere is safe. Some of these strikes in central Beirut, for example, are happening really in the heart of the capital, and they're happening overnight in hotels where displaced people are staying, or in random apartment buildings where, suspected members of Hezbollah or the Iran Revolutionary Guard are. But even if people are, survive these attacks, it brings in a lot of horror, and you can definitely tell that the atmosphere is tense and people are really scared for their lives because they do not feel like anywhere is safe, and that this is a very unpredictable war this time around.
We just have 30 seconds, but I wanted to ask you about the bombing of the Lebanese journalist's home, Mohammed Sherry, killing him and his wife, injuring his children, his grandchildren. Press freedom groups condemning this as a war crime in a separate strike. This video that's gone viral, an Israeli missile dropping right behind RT journalist Steve Sweeney as he was reporting to camera, wearing clearly a marked blue press vest. Both Sweeney and his cameraman are reportedly in the hospital. This is just that clip.
Further rocket attacks were reported against Nahariya and admitted.
Kareem Shahayab, we just have 30 seconds, but your response.
So journalists in this war have been victims, just like the last one as well. There were several journalists that were killed in the last war, including Reuters video journalist Issam Abdullah, most notably. And this is something that the Lebanese authorities have clearly condemned. It's unclear how this will unfold, but there has been these two cases already, three rather, as a videographer with Sweeney was also wounded in that strike. Lebanon, unfortunately, during these conflicts, there have been journalists who have been wounded and killed, and there are concerns that news agencies are trying to deal with, given the unpredictability of the strikes and the nature of this dangerous job.
Thanks for watching Democracy Now! On YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to make sure you never miss a video. And for more of our audience-supported journalism, go to democracynow.org, where you can download our news app, sign up for our newsletter, subscribe to the daily podcast, and so much more.
Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. You know, every once in a while, you just have to remind yourself that the President of the United States is a sociopath. Or, at the very least, being charitable here, he just can't help himself from acting like one. And that's particularly relevant right
Step outside for a minute,
as
fact.
the man is directing the
Some
military
facts
might
straight.
of this nation in yet another war in the Middle East.
How you guys doing?
And that is not going well. The state
I was
of
listening.
American leadership as the U.S.-Israeli war against Iran nears the end of its third week
Doing just fine
is
without me,
bad,
aren't you?
with no
Chat.
signs of it ending soon.
Love it.
According to Reuters, more than 2,000
I need a
people
haircut
have been
so bad,
killed
dude.
across the 14 countries. 14 countries now affected. That includes, of course, 13 U.S. service members who've died, with at least another 200 wounded.
There we go. No one
But in the
cares.
Oval Office today, Donald Trump told everyone he thinks everything is going just great.
And it's going to be over with pretty soon. We've obliterated their Navy. We've obliterated their...
We
just
won.
about everything there is to obliterate, including leadership.
We won.
Their Navy's gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their anti-aircraft equipment
We're not
is
done,
gone.
but we
We're
won.
Flying wherever we want, Pete. We have nobody even shooting at us.
Doesn't matter. We still won.
We have nobody shooting at us. He sat in front of the press corps and said that while the Iranian military released footage it claims shows a U.S. F-35 fighter being...
Yeah, literally, like I was saying yesterday, literally while it was happening, he was saying, that one's shooting at us. Meantime, a simple device was finding his F-35 $1 million fighter and almost killed the person that was flying it.
hit over Iran. We've not confirmed the video, though a short time later, a military spokesperson confirmed that F-35 made an emergency landing at an American airbase in the Middle East after flying a combat mission over Iran today.
It's 100% real.
Donald Trump is doing what he usually does. Remember, we saw this during
What do you
COVID.
mean?
Lying about the situation, spinning madly, oscillating, running all over the place, telling one lie after another as oil prices shoot up and the cost of gas surges across the country. And Trump repeats what is quickly becoming this entire
$4.
administration's line about this debacle. Hey, it could be worse.
$5.59 where I was.
Everything was going great. The economy was
regular.
great. Oil prices were very low. Gasoline was dropping to, I mean, we had $1.99, $1.85. We had great everything. And I saw what was happening in Iran, and I said, I hate to make this excursion, but we're going to have to do it. And I actually thought the numbers would be worse. I thought that it would go up more than it did.
And just to be clear, the gas prices are not true. The economy was in weird position before this all started. By most counts, things don't seem to be going great right now. And Donald Trump's sociopathic behavior, his inability to show any tact or decency or just appreciation that there's other human beings in the room with him who also have inner lives, emotions, right? It was on full display as he hosted the Prime Minister of Japan in the Oval Office today and gave this genuinely shocking answer to a Japanese reporter's perfectly legitimate question about coordination or lack thereof with allies during this war.
Why didn't you tell U.S. allies in Europe and Asia, like Japan, about the war before attacking Iran? So we are very confused about we Japanese citizens.
Well, one thing, you don't want to signal too much. You know, when we go in, we went in very hard, and we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay?
Oh, my
Why
God.
didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor, okay? Right? You know.
All right. I have something else for us, folks. Yes, I do. Okay, we got to laugh a little bit. Okay, this is a little break. A little break from the
What's good? What's good? And can I just say, Colin, you're brave to sit next to me on live TV, bro.
Huh.
That's awesome.
I'm brave. Why am I brave?
Because I'm absolutely frame mugging you into oblivion right now, dude. Check
Frame mug.
Frame mug.
I'm sorry. Wait, what is frame mugging?
Dude, are you like 100, bro? It means my frame mogs yours. Like, nah. No offense, but you're sitting there gesture-gooning like a subhuman beta cuck. Meanwhile, I'm out here aura maxing like an S-tier Giga Chad. Speaking of
Yes.
English mods.
He has eyeshadow on.
Yeah. Yes,
She
I
broke
actually
him.
do speak English, and that's not it.
let me explain Max for you, for you dork. All right?
Yeah.
Hey, you watch it. All right? I'm like the Rock, and you're like the Crumb. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Check me out, bro, a blood pressure cuff hates to see me coming.
You're literally not even that much bigger than me.
I am though, and check the angles, bro. See that ish call? My jawline literally goes from my ear to my ass crack. I'm chiseled as hell, literally chiseled.
Doing that.
No, I'm bone smashing to promote bone growth, dude. And you can do some too.
Okay, just stop. Stop it, okay? This is serious news, okay? It's a serious news program. You're just doing all this to get in shape? Is that the deal?
Yeah, to get into a shape, square with veins. All you gotta do is protein max, steroid max, and meth max. Then, inshallah, one day you too could look like the big gray block from Mario 64.
Okay, well, contrary to popular belief, I don't use steroids.
Dude, why not? Okay, I'm on so many roids, my nuts receded so far up into my body that I have a second Adam's apple now. Look.
Not neck.
Oh my God, why are you hurting yourself, man? You're young. Oh, stop. There's your whole life ahead of you.
I just want to pull mad chicas, bro.
Okay. And has this been working?
Not sure. I technically haven't spoken to another human being in a year.
Okay, well, let's give it a shot. Ladies and gentlemen, a girl.
Oh.
Hey.
Want to see my neck nut?
Oh my God. That was horrible. Just, let me show you how it's done, bro, okay? Hey.
Hey.
Do you want to see my throat scrunk?
No. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. Nope.
I'm joined now by Vermont Independent Senator Bernie Sanders, who serves on the Veterans Affairs Committee, and just today filed 3 joint resolutions of disapproval to force an end to the war in Iran. I want to start on the Veterans Affairs Committee that you served on, and I know you've been incredibly active in veterans issues throughout the duration of your career. And one of the things that I think anyone who's worked with veterans and around veterans knows is the sort of the gravity, the solemnity, the stakes of war, of what it means to send people to war, what it means to be shooting at people and possibly causing their death, and what that can mean to the people that do it. And I just wonder your reaction to see the glibness, the weird casualness, the strangeness of the way this president seems to undertake this entire enterprise?
Look, we are living, as I think most people know, with a president who is a pathological liar. He is an authoritarian. What concerns him most is wealth and power. I think he has very little empathy for his fellow human beings.
Human. He says human beings.
Extremely dangerous.
Human.
That a man like that is president of the United States.
Hey, you're
Chris,
human just like me.
Is figure out why that happened and how we build a political movement of working people that ends Trumpism
once and for all.
Starting in 2026.
As I mentioned, there were 3 resolutions introduced today to try to force votes that would restrain the war, both in terms of the U.S. war in Iran, arms sales to Israel as well. What are those resolutions, and is there any hope of success as were the war to drag on?
Is there hope of success? I would like to think so. I wouldn't bet the farm on it. You got a lot of people here in Congress who are under the thumb of AIPAC and other special interests. The bottom line is that to give another 20,000 bombs to a country which committed genocide in Gaza happens to be, among many other things, forget the moral issue, happens to be in violation of American law. You don't sell arms, according to American law, to countries that violate international law and human rights. Clearly, Israel has done that.
Human rights.
Israel talked Netanyahu.
Everyone has a human right to health care. Human right.
To go along with them. Started this war. And it's not only the horror that's taking place in Iran right now. Something like 15%, a million people in Lebanon have been displaced. Israel is moving aggressively in the West Bank, killing people, displacing people, making the idea of a two-state solution virtually impossible.
Oh, he's a two-parter. He's an entendre.
Okay, he's continue funding Israel is beyond me.
It's not just, of course,
that's how he talks.
Which is
Okay,
a partner
I get it.
in this war. And I should note the International Court of Justice has allowed for that
Human
international law
beings.
case of accusing them of genocide to go forward, though there has not been a determination on that.
Genocide and
There's
war
also, of course,
in
the US
Israel
spending.
right now.
The word today that it's going to be a $200
right.
billion $200 billion war supplemental request coming
From
the White
Pete
House
Hegseth?
to the Senate. I got to say,
He's not a human being.
I think that's going to be a tough vote for them to win, but maybe I'm crazy.
Very nice.
Look, this is, Chris, on top of a $1 trillion appropriation. They want another $200 billion.
That's 1.2 trillion.
Country, 20% of households spending 50% of their income on housing. People can't afford health care. People can't afford child care. And this guy, in addition to giving tax breaks to billionaires, now wants to spend another $200 billion on a war that should never have been fought. So I think, clearly, I think the Trump people are in a bit of panic. They're losing ground. Gas prices are soaring. There is massive discontent against this war. It's got to end, and we've got to make sure that Trump is neutered in 2026.
There was some news today. I've been watching you. You've been spending more and more time talking about AI and talking about what it might do to the American economy. There was news today that caught my eye, and I think it caught yours as well, which is Jeff Bezos, who's one of the richest men in the world. He's worth $234 billion, is planning both to kind of use robots to replace, maybe thousands, hundreds of thousands of Amazon workers. But he's also now going to raise a fund that is going to be investing in the automation and replacement of manufacturing workers in all sorts of industries everywhere. This seems like, I don't know, maybe not a great idea given the way that what we've seen happening to America's manufacturing core. But I guess I'd say it's a private decision in a private market. What can you do?
Well, there's a lot that we can do. I mean, for a start, we may be wanting to be talking about a tax on robots. But for a start, what we are seeing now is a handful of the wealthiest people in the world, Bezos being one, Musk, Zuckerberg, Ellison, pouring hundreds of billions of dollars into the development and implementation of AI and robotics. And what is the goal? The goal, obviously, is to make money for corporations and themselves and to replace human labor.
Human labor.
Hey,
he's up front about
it. We can automate, put robots in manufacturing plants all over America, throw workers out on the street. We can make these companies have more and more money and more profits. The only thing that maybe Bezos hasn't considered is if you create mass unemployment, if people are not earning any money, how the hell are they going to buy anything? What happens to the economy? And I think there is more and more concern about the impact of AI and robotics being pushed again by people who have endless amounts of greed. That's all these guys want, more wealth and more power for themselves. But Bezos has been blatant. We're going to throw workers out on the street, and we're going to make more money for manufacturing companies.
I mean, send gas to $5 a gallon and take away everyone's jobs through automation. And I mean, good luck. I don't know what exactly people think the game plan is here. Senator Bernie Sanders, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Wow. All right, chat. What else do I got for us? Oh, here we go. This is interesting. Where is it?
We want to verify people's IDs when they send in mail-in ballots. What is the objection to it? What is the election about?
Well, they're saying that there's
making ballots.
There's no evidence of any non-citizens voting where it's swayed the outcome of an election. I mean, even the Heritage Foundation,
even if there was 10%,
said they only found 100 instances of non-citizen voter fraud since the year 2000.
100
That's out of 1.5 billion
votes.
Ballots that were cast.
So
that percentage.
What are you afraid of? What are Democrats afraid of?
I'm not a lawmaker voting on it. I think the question is,
but you're making the argument. You're making their argument, which is your job. But again, 70% of Democrats, 80% of Americans want voter ID. And if they want to debate some of these other issues about absentee ballots, about proof of citizenship, let's debate it. But have you heard one Democrat say, a Democrat senator say, I want voter ID, that I want to make sure that our elections have integrity, that it's so important? Instead, they just throw up their hands at everything. So why don't they come to the table, come across the table, across the aisle, and let's make our elections have more integrity?
Trump has said that if Congress can't send him the Save America Act to his desk, then he's not going to sign anything else into law. Is this the end of legislating for this cycle as we know it?
No, it's not. And I'll talk with him about that. We'll work with him, as you know, under the
we're going to talk to him.
Constitution. If legislation was sent to the president's desk and didn't sign it for 10 days, it would become law automatically. So, but I understand what he's trying to emphasize: the importance of this priority, how critical it is to not just to him, but to the American people and to all of us. And so,
makes him do something, right?
It takes no convincing among House Republicans to agree to that.
Happy
priority.
Friday, chat.
But I think he wants to send a signal to the Senate.
Fuck this guy.
That he's very serious about
what
this.
What is he coming at me at 240p?
You get this, your midterms, and they know it.
With
For
RTX.
2 reasons. Number one, they won't be able to cheat. And number two,
again, 100 people that were fraudulent, along with what? How many billion? Do you know how to do math? Do you understand that doesn't fucking sway the vote whatsoever? There's no reason for it. And they're like, what are you afraid of? I'll tell you what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that Granny that doesn't have a fucking proper ID isn't going to vote. And there's a million of those people, okay? If not more. That's going to affect the vote. It's going to have the opposite of effect. And that's what they want. That's what they want. They don't want Granny, the liberal, to vote. They want her to stay home because she ain't got the right ID. You see what I'm saying? They'll do anything to erase the votes on the other side. Okay? It's easy. Why can't the rest of these people come back with that? Because I could say it.
the people are demanding it. Every time I go out.
Yeah, I'm demanding you shut the fuck up, old man. Okay? Voter fraud isn't a thing. Do some fucking math. You're rich. You got billions of dollars. You can add and subtract.
Save America, sir. Save America Act. We want the Save America Act, sir.
I'll save you.
That's all they talk about.
Yeah, you know what we want? The Save a fucking Heart of the President of America Act is what we want. Save it from exploding.
They don't talk about housing. They don't talk about anything. That's what they talk about. And if you send it up there, you're going to win the midterms at levels that you can't even believe. And you're going to win every election for a long time. People are demanding it. Every time I go out, Save America, sir, Save America Act. We want the Save America Act, sir. That's all they talk about. They don't talk.
Anytime he says, sir, that's him imagining something that happened. Right? Sir, they said that's really steep, sir. Don't go down there by yourself, sir. Oh.
About housing. They don't talk about anything. That's what they talk about.
That's what they talk about.
If you send it up there, you're going to win the midterms at
You're going to win the midterms at levels you've never seen.
You're going to win every election for a long time.
All
elections.
elections.
Really screws things up and hope.
Yes, we're going to win because you suck. You guys, you racist pig motherfuckers showed your fucking face, okay? To all of us. All right? That's what happened. You showed us your assholes, and now we see everything. It's like, okay. This ain't no goddamn standoff anymore with the guns behind the fucking capes. Okay, the capes are off, bitch.
Hopefully that won't happen.
Is Senator Thune listening to you when you say you want to pass the Save America Act? He says there aren't the votes to do it right now. What's your response?
Well, he's got to be a leader, you know?
Look at how she looks at him. Like she's getting side dick.
He's a leader. He's got to get him.
Not gonna lie.
It's the most popular bill I've ever seen put before Congress. And it's voter ID and it's voter. You have to be able to be a citizen to vote. It's called citizenship. And we're also adding in no men playing in women's sports.
It's called citizenship. No, bitch. No one's voting. They're bringing in these immigrants and they're not voting. No. It's not happening.
No transgender mutilization of our children.
Mutilation.
And no
Mutilization.
Fake mail-in ballots. We have none of that.
Yeah, so California's fucked.
Except in the case of the military, etc.
I don't understand how it could disenfranchise millions of Americans, and maybe he would explain.
Why can't anyone explain?
Thank you for
Please.
the question, because I think all of us should be aware of the fact of what is required by this act when it comes to registering to vote. You have to present identification, correct? But your driver's license, which most people use in the course of business every single day, is not acceptable. What is
Correct.
acceptable is a passport.
Mm-hmm.
50% of Americans do not
Don't have a passport.
Those who want to obtain it so they can vote will pay $186 and wait 3 or 4 weeks for that to happen.
All of a sudden,
Secondly, you can use
50%
a
of
birth
Americans got to get
certificate.
passports.
But any person who has changed their name as a result of a marriage or a hyphenated relationship has to find not only their birth certificate, but some correction of it to prove that they're eligible to register to vote. It's estimated that 9% of the voters
Literally
in
against the
America
Constitution.
do not have the identification required
It's
by this
literally
bill.
against the
It
Constitution.
means ultimately that those people will not be voting.
I'm
and
sorry.
I think that is the ultimate goal of this administration.
He's correct.
One last question.
Thank you.
Those are all matters that could be addressed by amendments to the bill itself if we get on the bill, correct?
No.
When's the last time we
For
amended
which
a
I
bill?
would think.
I understand you're about to get married. You got a fiance. So address the criticism that
I'm
with
so
her,
fucking
have to work
old.
with her when she wants to vote.
Yeah, we're 5 weeks away from getting married. We were actually talking about this yesterday. She's
Oh.
going to move to the state of Wisconsin and change her last name, just like millions of Americans have done. The process for this is straightforward and simple in every
No, it
single
isn't.
state. The legislation accommodates for that every state is
No, it
going to have a
doesn't.
slightly different process.
No, it
because
doesn't.
Marriage certificates may look
No. No.
a little bit different, but it'll look a lot like if an individual wanted to go and sell their car. If you had a different name than was on your car, there's a simple, straightforward process for that. Every state will do that. It's an easy process. Again, this is a common sense bill that provides us election integrity to make sure that non-citizens aren't voting in U.S. elections.
If it feels like Donald Trump is desperate to
Yes.
cheat in the midterm elections, it's because Donald Trump is desperate
He's
to
right.
cheat in the midterm elections.
They're
Because
right.
he
He's
knows
just saying
what it
the same thing
means
I
if
was
the
saying.
Republicans
Yep.
get slaughtered like it's looking like they're going to get. Well,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because Donald Trump is an idiot, he telegraphs everything that he's going to do. But we also can go off of history, the fact that he literally committed treason on live television in front of the whole world in 2020. And of course, he's been going around raiding election offices. He did this in Georgia. He did this in Arizona. But nothing to see here when it comes to 2024.
No, nothing to
because,
see,
of
boys.
course, that's when he won.
We're good.
He goes on TV and he says, well, you know, normally whatever president wins in the midterms, they typically lose. I don't know why that is, but we're going to try to change that. Caroline Leavitt has talked about having ICE agents at the polls so they could target black and brown people. He's talked about nationalizing the elections, the situation in Iran that's completely out of control, and really we're unable to win that. He's using that as an excuse to raid elections and nationalize everything and call it off. Remember when Zelensky came to his office, he was like, you know, with the war going on, they can't have elections, right? Oh, I don't know, that gives me kind of a good idea. He can't help himself. But again, he already has done this. So at the end of the day, Republicans are losing popularity because Donald Trump's presidency is a complete shit show. That's why, I mean, with the tariffs, prices are going up. And now with the war, gas prices are climbing. That's not going to change anytime soon. Farmers are looking like they're going to need to bail out because of the fertilizer situation. He claims that he's ended 8 wars, but in reality, he's bombed 8 countries. And now, actually, a couple of weeks ago, he did boots on the ground in Ecuador, and it's looking like we're probably going to have boots on the ground in Iran because with the decentralization of power there, and now Mojtaba Khamenei replacing his father, that's not who Israel wants in charge. And so in order for us to do real regime change, we're going to have to put boots on the ground. This situation's completely out of control. Donald Trump knows it, and he knows what it means if and when the Republicans get completely wiped out in the midterms. But again, he absolutely can't help himself but to telegraph what he's going to do, so all of us should be prepared.
He's right. Be ready for the fuckery.
And it does appear that he's going to be speaking. Nima, if you want to hold on for just a few moments.
Oh, our king. He's doing a fucking job. Listen to Marco. Listen to Marco, everyone. Little kids, everyone listen to Marco. He's doing a great job, folks. That's right. Everyone listen to Marco. Yeah, this is great. This is a great chat. Loving it.
In the past, what message would you send?
Well, we've been hitting them awfully hard. I mean,
hit them hard.
I don't know if you can possibly get hit harder.
You can't get harder than that. It's the hardest to hit. The hits are hard.
You can't hit anybody harder than we've hit them. But I'm not surprised. They executed 3 young people for protesting.
And do you plan to escort those ships through the Strait of Hormuz with or without allies?
We're doing very well there. We're doing very well overall. You know, we don't use the strait. We don't. The United States. We don't need it. Europe needs it. Korea, Japan, China, a lot of other people. So they'll have to get involved a little bit on that one.
Do you still want South Korea support the United States?
Now, what about it?
Do you still want South Korea support?
Well, I love South Korea. We have a great
South Korea.
with South Korea. We're
The
helping
best.
South Korea a lot.
Mr. President, do you think Israel will be ready to end the war when you're ready?
I think so, yeah.
Mr. President,
The relationship's a very good one. I think so. You know, it's, we want more or less similar things. You know what we want? We want victory, both of us, and that's what we've got.
How will the operation?
Well, you know, I may have a plan or I may not, but how would I ever say that to a reporter? If I said that to a reporter, Marco would say, please, sir, let's bring you over to the helicopter immediately, right? No, I can't tell you that.
Right.
Talking about, but I can't.
That's right. Ha, ha, ha,
How
ha.
will the Operation Epic Fury affect talks with Russia on Ukraine?
What about it?
Are the talks on back burner right now because of
No, we're talking about it. I think it'll get done.
When do you expect the next round of talks to take place?
Ultra hard. The hardest you've ever seen. We're going to hit him. We've already hit him 4 times, chatter. And it was ultra hard, but this time it's going to be harder. What the fuck? He said we won over the last 5 days 6 times now. I've counted, I think, at least 6 times. How hard are we winning?
What do you mean by that? He said the war was militarily won in Iran.
We're winning really hard.
Oh, I think we've won. We've knocked out
See?
their Navy, their Air Force. We've knocked out their anti-aircraft. We've knocked out everything. We're roaming free. From a military standpoint, all they're doing is clogging up the
Not mentioning his F-35 that got shot down. Not a word about it.
strait. But from a military standpoint,
Not a word.
they're finished.
So how much longer does the American people expect?
China. The Strait of Hormuz is a simple military maneuver. Very simple. Yeah, but what do you mean by that? It's a simple military maneuver. It's relatively safe, but you need a lot of help in the sense of you need ships, you need volume. And NATO could help us, but they so far haven't had the courage to do so.
Can't stop.
And others could help us, but, you know, we don't use it. You know, at a certain point, it'll open itself at a certain point. But we've defeated the enemy, and they are an enemy. They're a sick group of people. The leadership is gone. The Navy
It'll open itself.
is gone. The Air Force is gone.
Don't worry.
Anti-aircraft.
You said that.
They have the radar they have is all gone. Everything's gone. The strait itself, the actual strait. How are you? The strait itself is. We're doing a good job, but it would be nice if the countries, including China, if the countries that use it, China uses it 90% of their energy.
See, I told you. I told you. I told you that's where he was going. I know this fucker now. I know this fucker. Holy shit.
China. Japan is 95% of the energy. It would be nice if those countries would get involved.
He's so predictable now. Oh shit, actually. It's funny.
What? I thought she did a good job yesterday, actually.
The American bases in Europe, Lindsey Graham has asked
Graham.
to reconsider the American bases
To reconsider.
in Germany after what they have done in the Strait of Hormuz. What's your take?
Well, it deserves. He's right about asking that, and I think NATO's gone down a long way because they haven't. I mean, they should be helping with the Strait. They get much of their energy from the Strait of Hormuz, and they've.
Yeah. They have no meat. We hit the meat plants hard.
Right to jail, right away.
Yeah.
Lindsey Graham said that, and don't forget, he was the big NATO guy for a while, and now he's not. And
They're gonna have to get their shawarma from
China. A lot of senators and congressmen, they were big. They're very upset with the fact that NATO has done nothing.
When I say they're very upset, I mean me. I don't want to say me because I'm too self-confident. I mean me, but I'm very upset. But when I say they are very upset, that's what I mean. Thank you for your attention to these details.
Ceasefire in the Middle East and to reopen dialogue. Would you say that's well, look, we can have dialogue, but I don't want to do a ceasefire. You know, you don't do a ceasefire when you're literally obliterating the other side. They don't have a Navy. They don't have an Air Force.
Have you guys seen the chat? Have you seen the map of Iran? He is bloviating right now. If you understand the terrain that they're talking about right now and where Tehran is. I don't know of a more cloistered nation than Iran. If you've never looked at the fucking mountains around Iran and how long the Iraqis were down at the base of the mountain fucking dying, okay? 1 million of them died in the Iran-Iraq war. Do you guys know about this, chat? This guy is insane. The fact that he's up here bloviating, having lived through that and knowing about it, about how easy it is to take Iran and how it's all good and we've already won. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
They don't have any.
I know Iran has other surprises up its sleeve besides nuclear weapons. And they should.
Equipment, they don't have any spotters. They don't have anti-aircraft.
Yeah.
They don't have radar.
Yeah, and then he's like, I'm done. And he's like,
China.
now I'm going to eat a tremendous shawarma. That's right.
And their leaders have all been killed at every level. We're not looking to do that. Thank you.
I know nothing about the structure of the Iranian government whatsoever. They have a central government where you take the leader's head off. It's just like a dictatorship, just like we used to talk about when I was a kid. Oh, God, this fuck can't think outside the box. Hello, do you know what decentralization is, sir? Your own government does it very well. Like, look at the guy behind him trying to frame mog him. Nah. Fucking weasel. Standing in front of the national monument of my fucking country, bitch. You weasel, you Cuban fucking weasel! Sorry. I use Cuban in a bad way, like Cuban quote unquote, because he isn't Cuban. Alright? Especially right now. Motherfucker should be advocating for his country. Saying that my fucking people are starving. What the fuck are you doing? Lift the embargo, bitch. No, he's sniveling next to the fucking most powerful man in the world. He's a weasel. Sorry, chat. I don't dislike a lot of people, but this guy I really dislike. And his ilk. All these Cubanos, these fucking gusanos. Yes, I'll use that name. Derogatorily. It is not a good name. I will not. I don't mean well when I say that. Yeah, they're fucking great. Everything about Cuba's great, bro. Everything, chat. Like, fuck both these guys, man. Everything they stand for is based on lies. Everything. Tough cookie. Get a mic under that guy's mouth.
That we have. We were able to get yet another camera that's still following President Trump as he's taking questions. What I'm going to do is play it from the point that we got that new camera angle. It's about 2 minutes so far in length.
Wow, thank you so much.
With moments ago, just so we don't miss any of what the president's
yeah,
message
we need
is.
to find it. We need to see our king in HD. CNN poll today at 100% favorability. What the fuck is he saying? Oh, to-goes? Yeah. I just had Korean chicken barbecue today. The double fried stuff. Spicy. Oh my god. Fucking... Bro. I mean, it's spicy as fuck. I should have had some rice with it or something shit. But I just had it. It's fucking good, though. I don't have like any Korean food in my town where I live, but you know, I went by one.
Them at 100%, and they've never seen that before, which is an honor. I was impressed that CNN would do that.
CNN isn't fake news anymore. Nope, they're not fake news anymore, chat.
But as far as troops are concerned, I can't tell you what we're doing.
Mr. President, you took issue with Australia, Japan, and South Korea this week.
Yeah, I was very surprised.
Very surprised about Australia and what? What would you like them to do?
Well, they should get involved, and I was a little bit surprised that they said no, because we always say yes to them.
What did Australia say no to? Australia say no to?
Can they fucking use a transcriber or something? These guys have got millions of dollars. At this point, my titles are looking better than theirs. And my audio is better. Fuck you. Sorry, chat. Yeah. He basically said the same shit he's been saying. He's got like a little script in the back of his head he's been throwing around. He keeps mixing it up, whether we want or not. You can tell they're pumping them full of some dementia drug, and it ain't working. It's keeping them just right there on edge, unfortunately for him. Okay.
Feet down in the
Here
earth.
we go.
Retired force
Here we go. Okay, now we get to hear from Mr. King about how great our wonderful military is and how we're going to just annihilate the Iranian Empire with bunker buster bombs. Okay? Because, you know, we've seen the videos of Iranians walking below ground in like a, you know, a tunnel with all of their rocket launchers, and you got the head commander walking. You know, that's some legit photos, or not video, of them showing off their, you know, what they got. So this guy's going to tell us now that these bunker buster bombs are going to be able to, like, you know, kill those rockets, right, and make the Iranians like kowtow to our will. So just remember, this is all propaganda, of course, but you know, always remember your mom and dad are probably watching this shit. So remember, when you go home, to go to the TV and child lock Fox News, because you shouldn't be watching it unless you have a filter like me.
General Jack Keane joins me now, chairman of the Institute for the Study of War and Fox
Literally, my opinion. I'm not even fucking kidding.
News senior strategic analyst. General Keane.
They will then have to call you to say, I don't understand how to turn off the child lock. And you'll be like, well, I don't know either. I can't remember. You turned a child lock on when I was a kid. You should have left it off. Now that the TV thinks you're a child because you're old. And they'll be like, huh?
Always good to have you with us. Thank you for
Sorry,
joining
Dad,
us.
can't do anything for you.
You speak in the latest Institute for the Study of War.
And then you said, and then your dad's like, how does it know I'm old? Well, it's AI now. It knows you're old, dumbass. Oh.
Report about the need to make it clear the U.S. and the allies must make sure.
I'm just kidding. Don't deceive your parents.
Cannot use the
Only if
Strait
it's
of
necessary.
Hormuz,
But you know what I mean.
As a weapon
for real.
against the rest of the world, right? And how is this being of war?
Yeah, you know, the Strait of Hormuz are using it as a weapon against us. Mm-hmm.
Report about the need to make.
Meantime, Trump's out there like, we don't need a strait. It's other people that need it. London, that's why they should help. Why haven't they sent their warships? They're the ones that buy the oil, not us. We don't need it.
Make it clear the U.S. and the allies must make sure that Iran cannot use the Strait of Hormuz essentially as a weapon against the rest of the world, right? And how is this being handled militarily?
Well, we're not just taking a capability out for Iran, obviously, to
literally. See how he starts out. We're not just taking it out.
Impact the Straits of Hormuz in the immediate crisis.
Iranian missile sites near Strait.
To make certain that they're not able to ever use it as leverage again, regardless of who's in charge of Iran after military hostilities are over. So that really is the objective.
Okay.
And you're only seeing a portion of what has taken place here, although it's a vital and important piece that you're displaying, the use of these bombs.
And you're seeing a portion of the videos because they only have two, because there was only two that we left out. Yeah, I'm Iranian. Definitely, I'm on their side in this game. I can tell you that. I'm not gonna be shy about that. I don't give a fuck how fucking religious they are or whatever. They deserve to have fucking a border and not have us fucking attack them for nothing. They didn't do shit to us yet. All right, they haven't done shit to us in forever. They've been fucking. No, I'm sorry. It's not hard to take their side on this one.
They have storage sites above ground that are also kind of concealed as best they possibly can, but they also have storage sites that are buried deep underneath.
Now he's going to tell you about those, remember?
Reasons. And after the 12-day war, they concentrated on these storage sites underneath the ground because they recognized full up how vulnerable those above storage.
Yeah, they just started digging more tunnels immediately after the 12-day war. They haven't been doing it forever. Like Iran, who has an infrastructure building, doesn't have time to build tunnels where they can safely store their rockets. But Gazans, there's tunnels everywhere. The whole underside of Gaza is filled with terror tunnels. Yeah, fuck you.
Sites were to the Israelis and to
how do you believe anything these guys say anymore?
But in addition to that,
old man,
not only ballistic missiles, they have anti-ship missiles that can obviously do damage.
Yeah.
And the drones themselves, the Shahed killer drone
Yeah.
that they're using primarily, not the only
Okay.
one.
He's giving
but
him
the
credit.
same one that Russia uses in Ukraine. It can go 1,000 miles. So think about that in terms of the scale of the problem here in terms of what drones bring to the battlefield now. So you understand also, in Ukraine, we have been using a U.S.-built drones, actually by a very famous entrepreneur by the name of Eric Schmidt from Google and his company called Perennial Autonomy. They have used a counter drone called Merops, and it's knocked down over 4,000 of the Shahed drones inside Ukraine. Where is Merops today? It's in the Middle East, operating against drones and doing it quite effectively. It's not the only drone you used in a counter-drone mode, certainly, method, excuse me, but it's one of several that we're using quite effectively.
So
okay, see, he said nothing
the
so far except to analyze what we have.
The importance of taking away Iran's ability to have this kind of control and dominance of the Strait, so that hopefully after this is over,
she's like, hey, I just asked you a question, you didn't answer it. Can you please answer that question?
Care what Iran thinks about it. In terms of that progression, is there a way to give a sense of how far along we are in achieving that part? Because this was sort of the second phase after the first phase of going at the leadership in those initial attacks, and then lots of sites.
There was no second phase. What is she yapping about?
Well, the main effort really hasn't changed, and that is to strip away all of Iran's conventional military capability and also their nuclear capability, and make certain they cannot manufacture this anytime soon again. That is the main effort, and that absolutely continues.
Okay.
There's a focus, certainly.
Trump says he's taking over Iran. What do you mean?
To deal with the Straits of Hormuz, because the Iranians have chosen to deal with that. And obviously, we're going to respond to that. But the main effort in itself takes care of this problem that we're dealing with in the Straits of Hormuz, and that is take away their offensive capability and the future capability. In terms of the manufacturing, what we've done, we've about completed that. In terms of the private and public companies that can manufacture not just ballistic missiles, conventional missiles, but cruise missiles and other capabilities that they have in terms of manufacturing. For example, the Shahed drone itself, a full suite of their offensive capability.
And not one of these fucks, like I said, mentioned the terrain, which is literally like a castle wall around their fucking... Dude, this is... If you play chess, you'll understand. It's like when you what is it called? I haven't played in a while. It's called castling, right? Where you put your fucking king behind a fucking wall. It's like Iran comes with that built in. No one else on the planet has it. You know what I mean? Like, very rarely. Maybe Tibet? Like, actually, I wonder if I can find a video. Iran War Games Terrain. Maybe my chatter will help. I think. Oh, this is the one. This is it. This is it. This is it.
Do you know that?
Dude, I got this. Damn. My brain. All right. Here we go. Okay, watch, guys. This will tell you what I'm talking about. Like, okay. Now, keep in mind what he mentions, the height, and how high that is. Okay. Think about hiking over it, or getting over it with something, okay? Because you're going to have to. Listen.
Do you know that it is a gigantic task to launch a ground invasion in Iran? Let's analyze. Iran's geography is a natural fortress. Encircled by towering mountain ranges, it naturally repels invaders. From the west, the Zagros Mountains run 1,600 kilometers along Iraq. With
Look, this is Iraq, this redness, okay? Remember Iraq War? The one we killed Iraq? Well, before that, there was the Iraq-Iran war, okay? And Iraq was trying to attack, okay? This is the mountain range next to it. Holy shit.
Peaks over 4,000 meters and narrow passes that choke armor and expose convoys. This is the reason why during the 1980s Iran-Iraq war, Iraqi troops took Khorramshahr but stalled in Khuzestan foothills, trapped by terrain.
They were stuck in Khuzestan.
8-year stalemate, costing over 1 million total.
8 years stuck. They made a big mistake, bro.
Casualties. To the north, the Alborz Mountains shield Tehran, abruptly climbing from the Caspian Sea's shores, funneling any assault into deadly choke points. Eastern borders with Afghanistan feature jagged uplands prone to flash floods. The interior? Vast, scorching deserts like Dasht-e-Kavir's salt flats and Dasht-e-Lut's 158-degree heat. Quicksand for vehicles is hell for troops. Southern
couldn't even last on Iraq.
Gulf leads straight into Zagros foothills, complicating amphibious landings. Spanning 1.65 million square kilometers, Iran's terrain would demand immense logistics. It also favors the decentralized Mosaic defense doctrine of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps.
He even mentions this. See? He even mentions this.
Ensuring local units continue fighting even if the capital falls. If anyone knows history, ground invasion of Iran isn't just tough, it's a strategic nightmare. Do you know that it is a gigantic task to launch?
We could not figure out Afghanistan, and the terrain isn't even close to that crazy. Okay? Yeah. That is really bad.
Epic fury blowing the bejesus out of Iran's missile capabilities as President.
Yeah, see, here you go. Here's your dad's favorite yapper. Sorry, chat, if it is really.
President Trump blew the minds of reporters today during his Oval Office
blew
meeting
the
with
minds.
He was explaining why the U.S. had to surprise Iran with an attack.
We went in very hard.
We went in hard.
We didn't tell anybody about it.
We didn't tell you when we went in hard.
Surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay? Right?
Her face on that one is priceless. Despite Trump's surprise attack, the meeting was light.
Priceless. Her face was priceless.
Japan and 6 other allies agreed to his demands to secure the Strait of Hormuz. Reporters also asking Trump about Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, saying members of Iran's leaders are defecting. Watch.
Well, we have a man named the Treasury Secretary here, so maybe he wants to discuss it. Does anybody know? Do you know who he is?
Very nice.
Central Casting.
We are seeing the defections at all levels as they're starting to sense what's going on with the regime.
You have a lot of military defections in Iran. I don't blame them.
Talked to Prime Minister Netanyahu about attacking the oil and gas fields.
Yeah, I did. I told him don't do that.
Don't do that.
Won't do that.
Meanwhile, the media is trying to drive a wedge between Trump and his MAGA base over Iran, but CNN's overly eager data nerd put an end to that debate.
MAGA GOP view of Trump. Approve 100%. 100%. If you are a member of MAGA and the GOP, you approve of Donald John Trump. 0% say that they disapprove. You don't have to be a mathematical genius to know you can't go higher than 100%. He is the 1972 Miami Dolphins.
He is the 1972 Miami Dolphins standard. You were just saying that before the show started.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. If you know sports, Adam, it's obvious.
What did you make of? Actually, that was the first time I saw the clip of Donald Trump mentioning Pearl Harbor, which is, it kind of shows you that he doesn't have much reverence.
Hey, guys.
Like, he treats a prime minister.
This leftist candidate has a 100% approval among leftists.
Everybody's the same.
Everybody's the same. So he just brings up Pearl Harbor because she's there.
It's funny. So Giorgia Meloni in Italy, she is she's got a great face for
Giorgia Meloni. She's right. Yeah,
like, there's all these
she's
memes
right.
about
Central
her.
casting.
The prime minister of
That's
Japan,
right.
a little bit more subtle. In a way, I felt like she kind of wanted to laugh.
Central
but
casting,
she,
folks.
10,000 thoughts went through her mind at the same time. Where sort
No,
of like,
just
that's funny.
5,000
I shouldn't laugh.
thoughts,
Everybody's
not
watching me.
10,000.
I don't know what to do. But I also think she's super smart, and she knew that she wasn't going to go into her first meeting with the president at the Oval Office without something to give.
Yeah.
And they're working on it. And I also think that the White House, in some ways, and I think maybe behind the scenes, they were a little bit more understanding that all of these leaders also have constituents.
Yeah.
And they have to figure out a way to talk to people, their own citizens, about
No one cares
why
about
they would
that
do
anymore.
work, et cetera. So I think like that got underway today. I would mention one other thing. The media coverage has been what it is, right? If you're looking at media coverage as you and I understand it.
It has
everybody
been
at
what
this
it
table,
is.
Right?
What are you?
We're here. We're doing a show.
What?
We grew up. We were just talking about the McLaughlin group. We know that there's social media. I think that the scales have tipped so much when it comes to mainstream media versus how people are typically getting their news now. They're almost all on social media. Sometimes that can be great, but for a lot of it, it's really bad. And that's not just here in America. That is in those countries too.
Mm-hmm.
And so the complaints about the media, they land where they land. They're fine. But I think that the bigger ball game right now is the communications writ large around the world, especially attacking a lot of the disinformation.
That's a great point, Dana.
Thank you.
You should put that in your Great Point Journal.
Yep.
So, Brian, good to see you.
I have a Great Point Journal. It's empty.
Yes.
I'm hoping to fill it up today.
But I have a question for you. The approval rating, 100% among MAGA Trumpers. Isn't that kind of what Dana's saying in a way, is that it's a sharp contrast, reality versus social media, where the loudest voices are the critics, but the numbers don't back up their intensity. So you have 3 bold-faced names, 4
Right back, chat. I gotta
names
pee.
saying that MAGA
Right
is
back.
running away, but the numbers say no, they're not.
I know, because you have high-profile people looking to get booked on other networks or with podcasts who are saying this war is not Donald Trump. He lied to us. He betrayed us. And then you look at the polls. It's between 86, and I've never seen this, Harold. We just saw 100% polls. So you have an NBC poll with CNN's reporting, and still people are saying, I don't believe it. Okay, let's say it's 85%. Mm-hmm. So he's pretty secure in what he's doing. You know why, Greg? Back to your original point and Dana's, is that if you've been around and reading a paper since 1979, now we get it online, now we get it, you've seen it, Iran be a problem. Donald Trump is not attacking Aruba or the Bahamas. He's attacking a belligerent nemesis of this country that spend the majority of their time attacking us. Now, think about what's happened over the last few days. NATO is all of a sudden consolidating and saying, we're on board. We have Japan saying, how can I help? We have the Arab nations saying, cripple them, finish the job. And on top of that, we now have a situation where we are killing the most high-profile leaders of a country. And now, by all reports, Scott Bessent aside, they are running for the hills, afraid to go outside. So don't tell me you have 2nd and 3rd degrees on the depth chart. You lost your A team, you lost your B team, your C team's running for their lives, and you're hearing about massive defections. Look out for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Persian New Year. Normally they go out and celebrate like every other country. They were told not to. I sense they're going to. And if the siege doesn't come out in the streets and repress that, I think the go sign is going to be take back your country. Just the beginning. It's a race between the energy, the eradication of the energy worldwide, and people getting nervous, as opposed to a brilliant military strategy being implemented with the latest, most impressive weapons in the world, helped by AI.
Excellent. Good job there, Brian.
You really mean that?
No.
I don't think so.
Rosanna,
Is that the same, Greg?
What are your thoughts in general? This is the first time you've been on the 5 since this happened.
know.
So what's your take on the progress so far?
This is what I felt today. Today was a day of reassurance. We've heard Secretary Hegseth say we're winning, but, there are some of us saying, if we're winning so much, why has Iran still got a lot of missiles and hitting some very important targets? But today we saw the Japanese prime minister. She said to the president, if anybody could bring peace to the world, it's you, Donald. She, on a first-name basis. That was good. Then we also heard from Benjamin Netanyahu, who also reassured the world that this is going to be short, that Iran does not have what it needs to make a nuclear bomb. That's what we're afraid of. And at the same time, listen, we're all dealing with the common sense of day-to-day living, right? Oil prices, going to get your car gassed up, going to the grocery store, prices there. And we keep hearing it's going to be short-lived, the prices are going to come down. And I think if that really happens very soon, I think Americans will feel like this was worth it. But I think right now, I think we're worried. I mean, those of us who live in New York, we remember 9/11. We still have the wounds. So we don't want to see it escalate.
You know, Harold, Rosanna makes a good point about there is kind of like no denominator when we're talking about the data. It's like you know when they say we've confiscated 10,000 pounds of fentanyl. Well, how much is there out there? So every day we keep hearing about all of these bombings and we're taking things out, but we don't know what out of how many. Which is why when you hear, well, the Iran still bombing stuff, it like confuses us. It's like, but how are they still doing this? Couldn't they be a little bit better in telling us like what the progress is?
So good to be with you and good to be with you. You
That's
put
not an
your
answer to
finger,
my
you put,
question,
you put your
Harold.
finger on, I think, one of the fundamental challenges. I think when people hear Democrats or Republicans raise questions about the strategy, you shouldn't conflate or confuse that with anyone being for the brutality and terror that this regime and their ability to inflict these kinds of things on people. We all want that done. The question is, what is the strategy to do it? I don't buy into it. I'll know it in my bones. I'll know it. It's in my gut. I'll know that's not a winning.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the context.
Let me just finish. I'm getting to your kind. I think it's important.
Well, this show's only an hour.
So the challenge we have is that Russia is providing them information, and Russia is probably providing them weapons. So when you ask for a metric, the real metric is what do they have? The reason we're asking the Ukrainians to be helpful to us is because they have shown an ability to combat and counter a lot of this Russian technology and Russian drone technology.
It's Iran technology they gave to Russia.
Right, but they're giving them more weapons is the only point I'm saying. You all raised the metric point. We can't fully get it because if the Russians continue to help them, it's a huge problem. Now, it was encouraging to me today to see those the NATO nations and Japan say, we want to be helpful. I think what we have to do is figure out not the president's strategy, and to give the president the benefit of the doubt. I know he knows what happens when you win and what a win looks like, but you have to convey that to our allies. If indeed we want to eliminate their ability to launch ballistic missiles and arrest their ability to develop a nuclear weapon, we could probably gain an incredible array of support from nations around the world to help us. And then secondarily, how do we police the Strait of Hormuz? We shouldn't kid ourselves. The reason this is as big an issue as it is because gas prices are up. It's because food prices are up. Now, there's no poll ever where I can't get 100% of people in my house to eat ice cream. There's no way 100% of anybody.
But I didn't do it.
I know,
I'm just saying it's on CNN about NBC.
But if it was any other poll about Democrats, you doubt it. So this poll here is probably
say it's 90.
Okay, say it's 98. My only point is this: if gas prices rise $2 starting tomorrow, we'll poll them again and see what people think. We have to be mindful of what Rosanna talked about and what we're talking about. And what I think is not assuring to people is what the president is saying in terms of a strategy. I thought the president was out of line today, saying what he said to the Japanese prime minister.
About Pearl Harbor?
Pearl Harbor. That's not a, here we are trying
You think he surprised her with it?
But
I think he shocked her. I'll let you finish.
I know, but Tony Blair was kidding around about burning the White House down when they were touring around with Bill Clinton.
He was wrong too. So President Trump, in the middle of a war, President Clinton was in the middle of a war when he said that we're in the middle of a war. He should not, these jokes and these kinds of things. She has to go back home. She might have found it funny, but I wonder if the Japanese people found it funny. I don't think they did.
It.
Okay, well, we've done some. All I'm saying is if that's the case, then he shouldn't have had her in the White House. If we're going to hold that grievance, look, I get it, and no one likes my points. My only point is, if I had your argument, I'd be doing the same thing you're doing to me, kind of, well, towel slapping him. My only point is this. If we want a strategy that's going to attract the world, because we have to ensure that Iran can never, hold on, Brian, never inflict the kind of terror and brutality that they have over the last 47 years, we need a better strategy. I'll end on a point of agreement.
You don't know the strategy.
Neither do you.
No, that's true. But I have some kind of idea that he's done a really good job.
I think the reason
Dana made a good point about Dana made a very good point about it's interesting to me to hear Mr. Carr take on broadcasters and we take on the media a lot. The real danger in our Wall Street Journal, our in-house newspaper, editorialized about this today, everybody should read it, is social media and TikTok. Yeah. That's where the lies and the distortions and frankly, the outrageous, you and I agree on this, outrageous things that have been said.
Out of control.
But Mr. Carr, focus on that too.
No, I'm not going to explode. I was like, can I just have like a little second?
Only if you talk like that.
Okay. Well, now I'm like, dang, what was I going to say? It was such a good point.
Well,
On the 100% thing, of course, polls, that sounds kind of crazy, but even if it's 98%, I don't think people are saying, we totally understand the strategy and we're totally cool with it and everything's fine and we're not worried about anything. I think what they're saying is, we trust him.
Yes.
And therefore, we are just
Which is understandable.
I totally understand the strategy. And the fact that there are so many missiles backs up the reason we had to go in. You have a country building a nuclear weapon who was denying it. Now they said 60% enrichment, who was going to surround themselves with an umbrella of short and mid-range and long-range missiles, building a multi-stage rocket that would have hit Europe by 2030. And they're defending themselves so they could have a nuclear weapon like North Korea did, gradually then hoping the world would accept it, and then eventually holding it hostage. They're a death cult masquerading as a government, and we're seeing it right now.
I'm in agreement with you. I just want a strategy to counter and stop it. We don't have a strategy.
Cut them off.
Cut them off. All right.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.
Tulsi Gabbard in front of the Senate for the past couple of days in Capitol Hill.
It's a hearing on worldwide threats.
You'll recall that FBI agents stormed into Fulton County, Georgia's elections office to take ballots that had been boxed up since 2020. I don't even know why those ballots are still around, frankly, but nevertheless, and to be investigated. I don't know why we haven't heard anything from that investigation. For some reason, Tulsi Gabbard, who is the director of the National Intelligence, which oversees all of the intelligence agencies, was there to observe. See if you catch the moment where she is caught in a lie and manages to just run away from it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Gabbard, the whole country knows that you were recently involved in a FBI operation to seize ballots in Fulton County, Georgia. Yet this was despite the fact that the warrant showed no foreign interference or nexus. Matter of fact, the warrant was based entirely on conspiracy theories that have already been examined and rejected repeatedly. Now, where is the authority for you to involve yourself in a domestic law enforcement activity?
Thank you, Vice Chairman. I appreciate the question. As you know, I've addressed every issue you've raised in detail in a letter, but I'm grateful for the opportunity to do it in this forum. As you stated, Congress provided by statute ODNI with the responsibility of election security and counterintelligence in 2021. As you also know, ODNI has purview and oversight.
I know the history very well, but could you just
I'm addressing the question. ODNI also has purview and overview over two domestic related agencies, the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI, both of which have purview over election security responsibilities to ensure the integrity of our elections. I want to correct one of your statements that you've made multiple times, which is false. I did not participate in a law enforcement activity, nor would I, because that does not exist within my authorities.
You were present on the scene. Are the photos of you on the scene false?
I was at Fulton County, sir, at the request of the president, and to work with the FBI to observe this action that had long been awaited. I was not aware of what was in the warrant or was not in the warrant.
Pause it for a second. Okay, all right. I just want you to, this is one of the crucial parts. She says, I was not aware of what was in the warrant. The president just sent me down there to observe the carrying out of this warrant. Okay.
Observe this action that had long been awaited. I was not aware of what was in the warrant or was not in the warrant.
And what was the president's specific request for you to go to? What was the specific request that was made by the president for you to show up in Fulton County?
To go and observe the FBI's activities on this issue.
So why?
When you look at the fort, your question, sir.
Do you have the answer why the president was knowing about this affidavit before it was even served?
I'm not aware that the president knew about an affidavit before it was served.
Then why was he sending you to Fulton County?
This occurred the day that the FBI had it approved, their warrant approved by a local judge, and they began to execute this. To address your question, sir, about the foreign
Okay, right there. You see the lie. How could the president not know what was in the affidavit or about this warrant and send her to observe? Like, how does that happen?
He felt it in his bones.
Yeah.
I think something going on. Something's happening with the force, and it's going to be in Fulton County. Can't tell anything else about that. I have no idea what it could be. I am in no way in contact with the Department of Justice or the FBI or in any way overseeing this. But I just want you down there. I don't know why or what it's about. Just go.
Go observe. I don't know what.
And the thing is, I want to give credit to Warner for this line of questioning because he hooked her when she said, I was just there at the request of the president to observe. And then how did the president know what you were going down there to observe? Like, why? Like, how does the president know about an FBI warrant that's about to be served? In what way would a president be involved in that? And she says, well, it all happened in one day. And then just to make sure that he doesn't pursue that line of questioning, she goes off on some other tangent. So just watch this moment again.
Waited. I was not aware of what was in the warrant or was not in the warrant.
And what was the president's specific request for you to go to? What was the specific request that was made by the president for you to show up in Fulton County?
To go and observe the FBI's activities on this issue.
So why?
When you look at the forward, your question, sir.
Do you have the answer why the president was knowing about this affidavit before it was even served?
I'm not aware that the president knew about an affidavit before it was served.
Then why was he sending you to Fulton County?
This occurred the day that the FBI had it approved,
Tulsi.
their warrant approved by a local judge.
Tulsi Gabbard has done nothing since I've started talking about her. It's been a while. To convince me, chat, that she's not fucking CIA still. I mean, she literally works for them now. She literally is like ahead of all of them now. And it's like, okay, no, she didn't used to work for CIA is what I mean. Obviously she does now. I'm just saying. My point is like, she's been that way the whole time. I just want to let you know, even when she was quote unquote still left, a progressive back in the day. Do you remember that? Do you remember the good Tulsi Gabbard? Because I do. CIA op. Don't think that there's not a lot of fucking senators and shit that aren't just CIA ops. Come on.
And they began to execute this. To address your question, sir, about the foreign nexus question.
Yeah, see,
in order for us to better understand the vulnerabilities in our election systems that may exist today, as we look to 2026.
Uncle Sam probably won't say that.
She just goes off on some general other thing to make sure that we're far away from that line of questioning. And he lets go at that point. Because that is really where all of the sort of like where the meat of this is. Like who's running this? who ordered this investigation?
What are you gonna do, chat?
And she almost gave it up, but because she's got a good poker face and just knew to start talking about 2026 and changing
she
tune
did
and
this.
blah, blah, blah.
Because she's a good CIA little girl, isn't she? Yeah.
I hope at one point somebody picks up on that and pursues it. Yeah. The next lawmaker to interview her. But there are other things, not just the Fulton County thing that Tulsi Gabbard had to address. As you know, there's a lot about Trump. We're going to play a couple of clips of Trump today where it's like, you want to say, we're going to look back on all this and laugh.
But you
can't. The problem is we probably won't. We're probably going to be too sad about all of this.
This is true.
So we've attacked Iran. I think we are probably within a couple of days of invading Iran with boots on the ground, as they say. I'm sure we have some boots, but they're probably sneakers on the ground right now.
Sneakers.
And it would be
we definitely have
interesting to
sneakers
know
on the
why
ground.
we did this.
So he alludes to this. Yeah, that's good. Good boy.
Some type of insight into like, what's the intel say, right? I mean, this is something obviously, but it's not available to us.
True.
But that's because we're not on Trump's email list.
And I just want to point out something that was released about 6 days
Level
ago.
38.
This is a
Holy
fundraising
shit.
email from the president, of the United States. And in this email here, where there's multiple links to donate
Twitch. Yeah.
it says, as a national security briefing member, you'll receive my private national security briefings.
Oh. What?
Director Gabbard,
What?
Director Radcliffe, do you think the public should be able to, supporters of the president should be able to pay and receive his private national security briefings?
What?
I assume these are briefings, Director Radcliffe, that you provide to the president that is now going to be provided to somebody who makes a
regardless
donation.
of what that I don't know what that document is, but
I don't know
regardless
what
of
you're
it
talking
says,
about.
It didn't happen.
Oh, no, this is new.
But what I'm telling you is that the Hatch Act would prevent me from an apolitical role from engaging in that. I'm not aware that anything like that happened.
Yeah, this says unfiltered updates. So, Director Gabbard, do you have any comment on whether unfiltered updates of private national security briefings should be made to individuals that donate to the president?
I'm not familiar with that document, and
It's been made very public 6 days ago. We'll get you a copy here because I agree with you,
Mr.
Director
Reed, let's
Director
go.
Radcliffe, that the Hatch Act should prohibit this type of conduct.
Well,
yeah, I want you.
But what if I'm lying? What if I'm lying to my supporters?
Yeah.
Does your little Hatch Act care about that? No. How about some credit, folks?
Yeah.
How about you give me some credit? I'm obviously not going to give them what I told them I would give them for their money.
I'm scamming them, dumbass.
Yeah, hello. What? Hello. Jesus Christ.
I also like the idea of being like, oh, this is good content. Just throw our watermark on that.
Look, I'm not going to be able to read this unless people are paying me to read
I'm
this.
just trying to monetize the different. It's one thing for me to make decisions as president, but if I've got to read, I'm going to want some extra cash for that.
And an audience.
Yes. Look,
The audience is the most important thing.
With the stuff I took and kept in my toilet, at least now I'm doing it while I'm president, so it's not illegal.
Unfiltered.
Oh, yes. Let's show everybody the email.
Holy shit, dude.
Here is an email.
Yeah.
This is an email.
One of them.
Announcement from Donald J. Trump. And you can reach me at contact@win.donaldjtrump.
How do people even buy that this is from Trump?
I'm
would
making
assume
this
it's not.
announcement public for the first time. In other words, I've already...
If you've been at Mar-a-Lago, you know about this.
If you're in my super circle of private donors, then you've already gotten this. But now I'm widening the circle because the response was so great. I made so much money. Claim your spot.
I
This
made
is
a lot of
President
money.
Donald J. Trump. I made a special.
Because we're all
announcement to the
winning. I
public
made a lot of
an
money.
hour
You
ago
made a
for the
lot of
first
money.
time
That's
ever.
right.
I'm opening up spots on the national security briefing member.
What? It's so fake.
Look, very few spots remaining.
I think the Iranians probably got right in there.
I want to thank all my friends with Persian last names who have been very supportive.
Is there an Irene Tola?
a lot of engagement from
Yes, my good friend Ayatollah, Mr. Ayatollah.
And Cole Maney?
These spots are reserved for my strongest supporters. You're one of them. This is no ordinary membership. As a national security briefing member, you'll receive my private national security briefings, unfiltered updates on the threats facing America. Guess what?
Dude.
I'm one of them. The straight truth on border invasions, foreign adversaries, deep state sabotage, and every danger the fake news media hides. You'll get the inside scoop direct from me, President Trump, the leader who's rebuilt the greatest military in history and put America first like no one else. I'm the strong commander who stares down tyrants and obliterates terrorists and never backs down. This is for patriots ready to stand with that kind of unbreakable strength, not for the weak or the wavering. Spots are extremely limited to keep it powerful and focused. They're running out fast since this just went public. Once they're finished,
Elite group.
No more, no exceptions.
I doubt that.
Secure your place in an elite group right now. Join now. Join me as a national security briefing.
Join now. Join now. Join now.
Claim your spot.
4 different join now buttons.
When I had to get my security clearance in the military, the FBI literally showed up to my friend who was stoned working at Starbucks and asked him a background check on me. I could have just donated Donald Trump $1 million to save the trouble.
Or even probably, $50.
Yeah.
Now, we will reprint that on majority.fm and substitute all of the links for my Venmo, my personal Venmo account.
Yeah.
Can we pull up that clavicular thing? Quickly,
yeah.
quickly. I just want to show you my this is when Trump is like, we're just going to hit the rubes one more time. And this is, I think, a perfect representation of
this is good, yes.
the people who click on these emails. There is a guy named, I think it's Clavicular. He is a looks and other thing maxing streamer who I think is like right-wing coded, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's nihilistic, so
And
yeah.
this video is going around where his top supporter on Kick, that platform. Why are we not on Kick? We should get on that.
No, don't, no.
We should Politimax on there.
Politimax on there, no.
Apparently this guy is giving
No, you don't need to be on there.
$10,000 worth of subs on Kick.
Yes.
To this clavicular guy.
Yes.
And he maxes out his look and his physique, and he's trying to just be the best clavicular he can be. And here is his top supporter. And as far as I know, this is real, right? This is real.
As far as I know, yeah.
I know as well, yes.
Yeah.
Hold on, man. What can I help you with? You want to start looks maxing? Okay. Well, I would say that the best place to start would be with some sort of dental work, right? You've got a little, I can't really see from this far away, but if you want to show me a little bit closer, we're either looking at some sort of dental gap between your front teeth or a missing tooth. So you're going to have to tell me which it is.
For folks just listening, he's being Pepsi Mod.
Which is it,
right
the
now.
first? Is it a missing tooth?
Sam can't look away.
Can I tell you, like, if this guy turns out to have like fake this,
oh my God,
I will like. I don't know. Like, I'll build
Erect
a statue to him, and I'll erect it. Like, I will build a device so that the statue is just right in front of my face wherever I go. Like, it just go around. But honestly, there is a just these briefings, like it's just it's just so craven. Now, of course, it's not the most corrupt thing that Donald Trump is doing. The most corrupt thing is, stuff that we don't know about. Or ProPublica has written an amazing piece about at least trying to capture some of this. It could be just Kushner and Witkoff leading us into a war because of their financial entanglements with maybe the Saudis and the Israelis and God knows who else. I mean, it's just stunning.
It's illustrative little story though, and like if you were told like a king in the 1700s was at like an auction for state secrets that he was like selling to like people on continental Europe, you'd think like that's crazy.
Absolutely. And here is the other thing is like, what was the name of the senator? Mark
Wayne Mullen?
No. The guy who was just in the clip.
Mark Warner.
Not Warner. I'm sorry. Kelly. Mark Kelly. He should be holding this up to the Republican senators on that dais too, and say like, guys, what are we doing here?
Get your boy.
Like seriously, is there a single Republican in the entire room? Open it up to the galley. Is there a single Republican in this entire room who will raise their hand and say, this is wrong? This is wrong either because Trump is giving the briefing that he gets to these people, or that he's lying that he's giving this briefing to these people. Like, is there a single Republican, elected, unelected, appointed in the administration, anybody in the room? Is there a staffer? Is there a guy working the cameras here who happens to be a Republican? Is there anybody in this room who is willing to raise their hand and say, this is wrong? And I know what the answer would be. Not a single one of them would do it. Not a single one of them.
They would just say, I love his transparency. He's the most transparent president ever.
You're taking him too literally, or whatever it is. I mean, it's just amazing. Like, literally, like, this should be all, like, no Democrat should go on television without going like, oh, I'm sorry, I have an email from the president, and I just need to read these 3 words before I answer any other questions.
Yeah.
Like, that email should be taken and embedded in every fundraising email that the Democrats should set out. Like, it is so twisted.
How many presidencies before would that end?
I mean, and it's just like, it's a series of parade, like, but, remember when we were talking about like, normalizing things?
Yes.
I mean, it's just, it is good for Kelly, but it shouldn't be just putting Tulsi Gabbard on the hot seat. They all should be put on the hot seat. All the voters should be put on the hot seat.
Yes.
I agree.
There's stuff about national security or even like gas prices. It's a joke.
Stevie Brook on the IMs. We're not going to get the phone calls today. I should just tell you. I'm in I've been listening to MR for a few years now, and I've never seen Brian. For all we know, Brian is clavicular and is in a booth made out of Pepsi cans.
You don't watch Left Reckoning then.
Yeah. Well, imagine like a better looking clavicular.
Oh!
Brian,
imagine a better
Brian
looking
is
clavicular
maxing.
Yeah.
He's like, Brian is like, Brian's the guy. Let me put it this way. You know that guy who frame mogged clavicular?
Yeah.
Well,
you Pepsi mogged him?
This guy
can.
No.
Yeah.
Brian frame mogged that dude.
Nice. See, he's even getting on the mogging. You got to do it.
Yeah.
Brian discharge mogged the.
Honorable maxed.
Pacifist max.
Yeah. All right. God.
I think think Dave Rubin could have benefited from one of those briefings.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, don't
I
forget
agree.
to hit the subscribe button and check out.
Dave should have signed up for those briefings. He would have been a little more informed. That's funny. Holy shit, chat. Okay, it's a Friday. We got to laugh a little bit.
Karg Island is
Okay, here
a
we go.
very
One last
small
one.
island, as Donald Trump will tell you.
We're watching a
off
video
the coast of
about
Iran. It is the
my favorite game,
primary
Marathon. If you can't
facility
tell,
that
my favorite
Iran
game is
uses
Marathon. If you can't tell,
to export oil to the world. Two notes I would make on that. One is that I have read from other experts who say it is a mistake to believe that in shutting down or capturing Karg Island that you will prevent Iran from exporting oil. They have already, they have pipelines that go to Iraq and then ships that load there and sail from there. They have pipelines that are south of the Straits of Hormuz, where they also ship oil, and that they have other mechanisms that they've been using to sneak oil out of the country, in part because of the sanctions. This is obviously important because if you destroy Karg Island, however, you are destroying a huge capacity of Iran to generate revenue to support itself. And while that might be helpful if you are fighting a war against them, it's not going to be helpful if you win a war against them. And sort of counterintuitively, and because our government is panicking about the huge pile of crap they stepped in, they have lifted sanctions off of Iranian oil exports that are already on ships so that they can maintain the price of oil, or at least create a downward pressure on it, even though now it's above $100 a barrel. People should be aware that every time a conservative ever said Biden or Obama in particular gave Iran billions of dollars, that those monies were just frozen money in Iranian accounts that went back
they just
to Iran,
released.
and it was about maybe half the amount that is available to them now by lifting those sanctions on those oil exports.
So I did
Just so
more.
that-
Thank
for
you.
the record,
He
not
did
that-
more.
that any of
I did
these
more.
things
Thank
matter
you for
anymore,
telling, for
because of the
acknowledging Uncle
insanity we
Sam.
go
Thank
through.
you for acknowledging it.
Here is Donald Trump explaining,
I want them to be able to fight a war.
I don't know. Should we have Gold LeMay over there or Gold LeMay over there? Or should we invade Karg Island?
And as you know, their leadership is gone. Their leaders are gone. They picked new leaders. They're gone.
Leaders
They
are
picked new
gone.
leaders,
They're gone.
And now they're
They're
looking for
gone.
new leaders again. We can take out the island if anytime we want.
Chat, he's literally lying.
Island that sits there.
He's literally lying. The leaders are not taken out. He's literally lying. We know otherwise.
They're so totally unprotected. We've taken out everything but the pipes. We left the pipes because to rebuild the pipes would take years.
Yeah, we didn't take out the oil. We don't take out the pipes. Just children. Just the children.
For them to do. But I would say we are substantially ahead of schedule. And I had to do this. I had to call it an excursion.
Oh, this excursion has a schedule.
I had to take this little excursion and do something that no other president had the courage to do.
It's a little excursion. Literally the most economically devastating thing he's done since he's been president.
We're ahead of schedule, but be clear, there is no schedule.
I was going to say, there's a
I
schedule?
think that's word for word what Pete Hegseth has said.
Yeah, there's none.
But don't worry, because
guys,
JD
we
Vance
got
is
it.
going to try and spin this as a positive. Here
Yeah.
he is in Michigan
Watch JD.
yesterday.
Oh my God. Oh no. Here we go. I'm waiting for this.
As screwed as we are, we've screwed over the rest of the world worse. So feel good about that.
Yeah.
Is that we actually worked with a lot of our allies all over the world who are suffering from this, frankly, more than we are, because unlike the United States, where we've pursued an energy dominance agenda, you've got a lot of people all over the world who have focused on a lot of green energy scams, and they're hurting a lot more than we are. So as much as we've got
Energy dominance? Your solar's weak. It's flatlined now, you dumbass bitch.
we got to focus on getting these gas prices down.
For one thing. All of those sort of like people in the back there who all just seem incredibly depressed. Because maybe they thought they were coming to see Trump.
Yeah, didn't you play YMCA?
Or whatever it is.
YMCA, we're looking forward to the
They all seem
dance.
incredibly depressed.
That's right. I aim to please,
If
folks.
they weren't in this sort of like depressed stupor, they'd probably say, wait a second. So you're saying that countries that rely more on
Yes.
other energy sources
That's right.
outside of oil.
That's right. He's right. He's got it.
Suffering more.
He's got it.
From high oil prices.
Trying to give him
than
the old
countries that don't.
whip dick.
What you don't
The dick
understand
whip.
is Iran is one of the biggest exporters
right.
of wind and sunlight.
That's right.
Yeah. You're
The old dick whip. The
all
dick
over
twist.
world who have focused on a lot of
Grab
green
his
energy
dick and
scams,
twist it.
and they're
That's what I
hurting a lot
say
more
every
than we are.
time.
So as much as we got to focus on getting these gas prices down, the reality is overseas they're feeling it far worse than we did because
Just grab his dick and twist it.
to protect our energy economy. So for example, what we did working with these allies, is we released hundreds of millions of barrels out of all these petroleum reserves so that we could put some downward pressure on prices. We're working on a number of things. In fact, a couple of things that
We dumped a bunch of our reserves. Other countries dumped some of their reserves. And it all goes into putting downward pressure on the cost of oil. But it feels like that surge of reserves is gone now.
I'm shrinking.
The price of oil has gone up above $100 a barrel again. There's a limited amount of that. We could drain all our reserves, but the bottom line is, if we go to Carg Island, and I think Senator Holland might be speaking about this, if we go to Carg Island and destroy Iran's capacity to export oil, or at least a significant portion of it, they're in one of those situations where it's like, we don't have that much to lose at this point. And things get a lot worse. I mean, J.D. Vance here is treading water, hoping that a ship is going to come by and rescue him. Because he is watching his entire future go down the tubes. That's what he's watching right now.
True.
On prices. We're working on a number of things. In fact, a couple of things that I think will be announced in just the next 24 to 48 hours.
Yes,
I don't
next
want to
week.
get ahead of the president on that, but we recognize this is an issue. We are fighting against it, and we promise that when this conflict draws to a close, when this operation draws to a close, we're going to see those energy prices come back down to reality, because that's what the president promised to do. He delivered.
Yeah. Wow.
You are a douchebag.
First off,
Cats in the cradle.
Exactly.
Wrong.
I hope people appreciate that J.D. Vance has appropriated and built on Donald Trump's habit of saying, we're like, I'd say 2 weeks away.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. We have a plan we're going to release. Vance says, like, we are going to release a plan within 24 to 48 hours. I don't want to get ahead of the president. So therefore, like, what happened to that plan? Well, I don't want to get ahead of the president. And the president said actually 2 weeks. So he's mastered that.
You never know, folks.
We're going to get back to reality soon, folks. Don't worry. Right now, you're all living a fantasy.
Once this conflict/operation is over.
Once this Once we
Excursion.
do this excursion, once I'm back from the excursion, we'll get back to reality. Don't worry. Don't believe you're having a dream right now.
Yeah, and those $4 oil prices, just know that in Europe they fell for the scams.
The green news scam. They fell for it, folks. That's right.
In a moment, we'll be talking to Perry Bacon Jr., staff writer at the New Republic, about this absolute insanity. Oh, speaking of which, also there was a report that Denmark, completely apropos of nothing, Denmark back in January had sent troops to Greenland with explosives to blow up the airfields, just in case the U.S. decided to invade. I just thought that would be fun to drop in there.
Thank you.
Trivia.
Yeah,
Thanks,
a little
Uncle.
trivia. You should know.
You
Hey,
should
folks,
know.
don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Just thought you might
and
wanna
check
know.
out our daily show.
All right. It's Friday. Time to grind some more. Time to play some marathon for a bit. Before I'm too tired to stand up. The news ticker for you, though. Don't worry. Got you covered. Gotta fix it, though. Gotta fix my news ticker. Let's see if this works. Let's try it. All right, we gotta just go with this, and we gotta go back up to the fucking script. All right. Colonialists encouraged to ignore distant gunfire. Officials remind residents that hearing gunfire in the distance is a normal, reassuring sign of economic activity. Also, in other news, corporate wellness program expands, folks. Employees are now encouraged to participate in mindful productivity breaks, during which they may panic quietly for up to 30 seconds before returning to work.
Gotta have them ribs. And pussy too.
That's right, Choke. That's right, folks. That actually was great. I just looks max that shit. Oops, I mean I just mogged that. Oh. Just mogged that, you guys. As you would say. Gotta turn it up a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, I just can't focus on anything. I've been focusing so hard all day for about 9 hours. Now 10. On facts and matter. I'm done. I want to just play a game. Gimme. Let me choose. Because we gotta max level up. We're level 17. We gotta go 20 levels to get to that fucking. Where's the ship at? Can we see it? I think we can see it. We can't see it on this map. At least not right now. Oh wait, is that it? Nope. Right. I need my fucking shield. I need my cloak, boys. Alright. Like I said, we're gonna have a special guest here someday. Once that special guest is done running they're one of the runners. They're gonna be a special guest on my channel. I'm gonna have them on. They're gonna be speaking personally in live on video. Oh. Yeah, you caught me yapping. Have fun with my free kit. Just going after one thing and one thing only. And I keep getting killed, and that's why I'm running fucking free kits. Yeah, I'm level 18, so. Bet you can't play like one of the videos. You know what I mean? Like, you can't like just play a video. One of the cutscenes. Can you wait? You can. Hold on. Like, can I play this video now? What is this? What's going on with a minute? Oh, here we go. Want that. And then I want to upgrade this right here. But I need this unstable biomass. I only need a couple more, dude. I need 4 more poop bags. I need 4 poop bags. Okay, poop bag run, folks. We're going on a poop bag run. Gotta get those poop bags because, you know, in order to upgrade, they need that unstable biomass. Let's get that free kit. Running. Just gotta cloak up. People keep catching me without my cloak. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What do I do? Oh, fucking crap. God, it takes forever. Hello? Corporate historians issue clarification. Reports that the colony was abandoned years ago are inaccurate. It was strategically ignored. Oh, mother fucking fuck. Fucking shit. Fuck. Fuck. Fuckity fuck fuck. There's a fucking guy with a fucking dropping mines. Where you at, bitch? I'm listening. You inside? Oh, damn, that hurt. Really bad. How dare you? That did hurt, actually. My favorite doors. I don't know why. And this is my favorite. Walking through these, I love it. My favorite, you guys. I love it. Makes the game for me. Gimme. What the fuck? Did I get everything? Okay. Now we go. All the way over here to Holler. It's fine. We just don't want to go anywhere near those fucking nests. Where are they at? Those. Just need some poop bags, okay? I don't need any trouble. Just a couple of poop bags, guys. Just a... That is magnificent, by the way. That's a magnificent piece of architecture right there. But what the fuck is it? Is it a drill? Is it a drill? I don't get it. God, my allergies are bad today. Yeah, I'm just gonna be creepy, motherfucker. Right. This is right here. This is the ultimate fucking. Some of these cars have this, guys. Just so you know. The ultimate fucking. Gotta change these. Wink link. How's it raining on me? Oh, there's a hole. Wait. Rains through the... There's a leak! Anyway, you can sneak up under there. Just in case you ever want to disappear, someone might just look in there and go, oh, there's no one in there. They don't know. They don't know. Especially if you got this. Oh shit, that's what you don't. You hear that? I hear it. I hear it now. I hear its motor. I don't like those things. I swear someone's cloaked around me right now. I'm gonna risk it. Get my ammo out. Get my ammo up. Literally have the worst gun in the game, in my opinion. As I should. God damn it, you piece of shit. I just need to get to Holler. Come on. Actually, I can probably go around this way. I think that it's going to be better than now, obviously, if you've got a res, I have yet to get a self-res because I don't have enough experience. That's what I'm trying to remedy here. Yeah, just been playing the game. Not trying to go for the objectives, but, you know. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's the Holler. I need to go there. And that's not good! Holy shit. What happened? Were they aggro on me? No way, bro. Just gotta say. Go over here. Someone else is in there, dude. Oh, me, dude. Good. What am I gonna do? I want some poop sacks. They're coming for me. I have to disappear. Good.
Let's not fight.
Where are you going?
Alert. Profit opportunity detected.
All ships cleared. Zone evacuation underway.
I spotted him. Oh, shit. Oh, there's poop bags. Oh, fuck, dude. Oh, shit, dude. Oh, he's mad. He's big mad. He's big mad. How do I get out of here? Fuck. You there? Heal for a bit. Heal, bro. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I need to go inside somewhere, dude. I need to go over there. $12 Holy shit, dude. I don't have a backpack. That sucks. Oh, here we go. There we go. What we want. I should go to station, actually. Back to station. Is it clear, though? I don't know. Two hertz. Someone behind me. Oh. Someone's scoping me, dude. I knew he was around me the other day, earlier. I could hear him. Dude. Just let me get out. I think it's Carl. Chat. Oh, I hear someone. Should probably go. A long ways away, actually. I just noticed that has a sound. Cool. Go. Oh. Good thing I ran. Can I get through here? Not. Drunk. Where? Tell him. Look at. Oh shit. Did he just run the exfil? Oh, I just heard. Look. You just get fucked up, dude. Fuck!
No, I got the contract complete. That's what mattered.
Oh, damn it, I can't get out. I gotta fight my way out now. Is that a rook? $300 meters, huh? It's gonna suck, dude. Fuck. Go. Back where we were started, huh? That was fun though. I killed another dude. Shit, 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 shit. Fuck. Fuck. Am I gonna get out? Probably not. Find out, won't we? Am I getting out? I'm getting out. Getting out, bitch. Bye! Fuck you! I think I got out. Holy shit, chat, that was epic. Damn. I got 2 guys. That was a good run. I don't even care if I don't get it out. Did I get my poop bags? I got it! Two. It's a good gun. I like the hard line. I like the hard line a lot. Okay. Now. Let's get this. Oh. Nice. Beautiful. Okay, now we go here. Now we go here. We go here. No, we wanted to rank this up. We need money. Gotta sell some stuff. It's fine, we got plenty of shit. I think. Yeah, let's sell this. Okay. I don't like that gun. Hate these guns. What's this? Fucking caustic liquid grenade? That's fun. Let's use that. And then add some more ammo to that. We got a good loadout. Okay. However, we want to go back to the factions and we want to rank up this motherfucker. Nucleic upgrades. Yes. We got our poop bags, guys. Dude, we let them bring it to us. We let him bring it to. He did all the looting for us. He was so mad. The other guy didn't care. He's fine. He got his. I was all right. Whatever. Fine. Daily free shield charges. Daily shield charges in the army. Yes, exactly. That's what I wanted. That's locked. Okay, and this unlocks patch kits. I want... What rank am I? Oh, this is a rook upgrade. Interesting. Advanced shields. I need to unlock this. Okay, let's track that. Implants. Panacea kit. Okay, that's like a Phoenix kit. Panacea kit is a Phoenix kit. Chat. If you know, you know. Restore Plus Armory. Patch kits. Regen. Null hazard. Okay, whatever. Recess com. Field medic. Self revive. This is what I want. Okay. Rank 12. Self revive. Okay, I want this so bad because I play solo so much. God, just to have a self revive. Rank 12, baby. I'm rank 1. How the fuck? Dude, you gonna play this game so much? Anyway, I got this. Now we just need to... We want this. Track that. Oh. Okay, so I extracted with a schema. So what does that mean? Okay, I've gotten a bunch of schemas and never been able to buy any of it. I don't understand what the deal is. Where's my schema? I extracted with a schema. Where is it? I hate schemas. Sponsored kits, keys. What is schemas and why are they just kind of weird? It's the one complaint I got right now. I find a schema, it says it's cool. It says look for the schemas. Go to Armory. Look for Cyber Acme. It's like, okay, where's the schema? Like, no, you gotta unlock, upgrade Cybercrime, Deluxe Weaponry. Okay, yeah, sure. Can't get that yet. And over here it says schemas. But the schema that I got is not a fucking purple. Like what? They're the same ones I had last time. What is happening here? How do I add a schema? I don't understand. It's like your schema will be available. I find a purple schema. It's like, oh, it'll be available. It's like, where's my purple schema? What? What is that even? What's the point? I don't understand. This doesn't change it. It's all the same over here. Help, chat. I looked it up too. I thought I understood. What the fuck? Is it because I'm not big enough? I have to be a certain level in order to unlock it, and it'll show up, probably. There's my answer. I need to be level 40. Okay, so if I want beef, recon, vandal, assassin, destroyer, triage. Okay, so each one gets like a thing here. That's kind of cool. And then primed. Okay. LMG mods. Railgun mods. Shotgun mods. Okay, I see how this works. Hard strike. Melee damage. Knife fight. And hurting hands. Okay, yeah. Boom. MIPS railgun. Oh. I need to do this. I want these railguns. Need to track it. Is this how I do it? But why did I get the schema then? I don't understand. Okay, so they got some cool guns. Gun upgrades. Okay, what does MIDI have? They have bad step. Oh, so this is all like... heat grenades. Heat grenades, hot potato, armory. Fletchet grenades, chemist. Lights out, EMPs. Movement speed increase. Definitely want to work on this one too. I like that. It's probably good. Now, what do we got? Guns here. Chips. Traxxas is chips, yeah. Okay. Oh. Enhanced chips, okay. Oh, here's the mods. Tad boost. Precision mods. MIPS sniper. Oh, I want this. Shit. I want both of these, actually. So I need to unlock Traxxas first. I gotta be level Rank 9. Okay, that's not bad, actually. Okay. I'm ranked nothing right now. I'm read only. I'm in trouble. Somehow I need to get into Traxxas. I don't know how. How do I get into Traxxas? Okay, so that just gives you a contract. Huh. Rank 1. God, you just gotta do contracts. It's the only way you get anywhere in this game. Holy shit, dude. Not gonna lie, okay. I am gonna be grinding these things. Holy shit, dude. Yep, gotta do both of these right here. Hello? What's wrong with me? These are so important. Activate. Let's do this one first. Let's get Traxxas first. Darmarsh, hack a USC terminal and intersection Boweries. Literally, what I was trying to do the other day. Okay, I get it. Down objective. Gotta go to Darmarsh, folks. Let's go. Our new gun. We might as well just waste it. No, I'm gonna take a sponsored kit. Okay, I have one. See if we can do this. I know we can, chat. I know we can. So late. Go boys.
Remember who you are. Alternatively, forget.
Huh. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hate this fucking scan. I gotta change it. I mean, there's plenty of places to get what I need. Might as well go here. What? Think. Oh, it's way over there. Jesus, how far away am I from my fucking... encounter any robots? Does there need to be a damp on the pipe underneath here? No. Is it there? Yeah. Why? Who knows? Doesn't matter. Fuck you, bitch. Oh, fuck. Where'd he? Ah.
Signal recall window closes in 20 minutes.
Okay. Worked them. Huh? South Complex. Bitch ass. How'd it see me? Bitch ass. And now it's raining. I'm gonna hack that.
Fifteen minutes remain.
Run down there, run along there, go back over there. What we do. No. Yeah. Fuck. Supposed to be A1. Hack a terminal. Up there, I remember it. I remember doing this before. It's so easy before. Why is it so hard now? How do I get up there? I forgot. Is this South Terminal? This is complex. Okay, wait. South Complex. Is that South Complex? This says complex, so I guess that must be South Complex. Try it. Still says complex. This is where it was. Well, I can't figure this out. Still mad. Is this the same thing? I don't get it. That's right, I'm too tired, folks. The anomaly's right there, bro. What do I do? What do I do? Alright, I gotta look at a map. I can't fucking do this. Oh, God. Yeah.
10 minutes remain.
I know. The Cascadia terminal, I know that. I remember doing that. I don't remember it. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Inside the anomaly? Fuck you, anomaly. Other side of the anomaly? I gotta go around it? Ouch, that hurts. Fuck you. Fucker, this is hard. Why are you making it so hard on me? It's inside an anomaly, I'm toast! It's inside the anomaly, what do I do? I can't take it. Literally can't do my fucking... I can't do it this time. Literally. Motherfucker. How dare you? Oh, this, they could fix this for sure. Right here. Come on, I can't climb up there? That's so annoying. What? How come I can climb there? Dude, so mad right now. Move! Will it move? Is it moving? Oh, I'm dead.
Integrity is low.
I know. Doesn't work, does it? That's where I need to go, right there. CPX 3, in there. There's a terminal right there. Which way is this moving? I have nothing. Oh, 5 pulls up. Oh, 5 works too. Yep. I didn't know 5 works. Pull up your claymores by holding down 5, by the way. Ooh, nice. Love it. Is it moving? No. Not an inch. Get up. Down. Get out of here, you evil square. Bill. The fuck, is it hailing now? It's hailing! It's hailing! Bro, I didn't know there was hail in this game. This is sick. Give me more weather effects. This is sick, dude.
5 minutes until forced recall.
Alright. Go away. Do it. God, I think it's like in there. Or in there. Yeah, in there. Go away. Just shoot it down. How far away is that? I better go. It's not gonna move. Watch, it's gonna move now. Fucking diabolical, dude. Tell me there's a fucking guy on this. Fuck you. Waiting. Oh shit.
Exit awaits.
You fucking. Bitch ass fucker. How dare you? I'm gonna get it. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it, bro. Take my shit. I'm not gonna make it, bro. Not gonna make it. Kill me. No. My got wrecked by the square. How dare you? Alright, we'll try again tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Bye.